You keep your mic on. I'll go ahead and turn you off up here.
Okay.
If
Good
you
call.
need me, text me. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Roncalli Royals track here on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network. Rob Brown, Dan Bergler, and Kevin Bonich with you this afternoon from Roncalli Stadium. A blustery April Monday here at Roncalli as both the boys and girls Royals track teams taking on Cathedral today. We'll also have some unified track events between Roncalli's unified team and the unified team from Perry Meridian. As we just get past the 5 o'clock hour, temperature is fairly steady at 54 degrees. But, Dan, certainly as we look down on the track, the wind coming out of the west pretty strong. That's going to be a factor today, especially for those sprints that are coming right up the front stretch into that wind.
Yeah, those are for sure going to be a factor. Sun going away a little bit too, make it a little bit chillier out here. But curious to see how the kids adjust to that wind going on that front stretch here.
Well, our weather app tells us that the wind is 7 miles an hour. I can tell you, having been down the track about a half an hour ago, it is a lot stronger than 7 miles an hour. As we look in live at the pole vault pit, as the competitors down there getting loose before the official competition begins. As the field events just get underway here at 5 o'clock, we anticipate that the first running events will get going here at about 5:15 for the 4x8. We'll actually start with the 400 unified relay, and then the boys and girls 4x8 will take place after that. And while we wait for the track events to begin, the field events, again, we got pole vault on our shot here. As we get going here, Dan, let's talk about some of the athletes that we're going to see today. A couple athletes to highlight. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with how track works in the state of Indiana, in the state tournament, there is a standard in each event that if you hit that standard, even if you don't finish in the top 3 in the regional, you still qualify for state. So if you hit that standard during the regular season, it doesn't mean anything other than that you're somebody to watch, and it will be a factor in the state qualifier. And we've got a couple kids on both sides that have already hit standards. Certainly for Roncalli's boys team, you've got the junior Kyle Lockhart, who hit the long jump standard on Saturday, jumped 22.5, finished second place at Lawrence Central, and then the junior Eli Crouch, who earlier this month high jumped 6.6 in a dual meet. So you've got 2 guys in Lockhart and Crouch on the Roncalli side that have already hit the standard, and certainly they'll be on display today.
Yeah, it'd be exciting to see those 2. I haven't gotten to see them at all this year, but you have 2 kind of veterans there. They're both juniors, I believe, and just kind of they're doing great. They're running well. They're doing their events well. So hitting those standards is awesome. Early in the season, especially. Plenty of time to improve that on a night like tonight.
Well, Crouch jumped 6.4 on Saturday. All 4 of these, the boys and girls programs for both Roncalli and Cathedral, active in the Kenny Randall Lawrence Central Invitational on Saturday. Crouch high jumped 6.4. That was good for second place. Cameron Garrett, though, from Lawrence Central, jumped 7.3 on Saturday.
Crazy, just huge difference.
1 inch off the state record, and it's mid-April. But Crouch right now is seated number 2 in the state of Indiana in terms of the high jump. No athletes on the Cathedral boys side have yet to hit the standards, but a couple to keep our eye on today. Jake Langdon, who's a senior hurdler, he's not far from the state standard. He's running the mid-15s in the state standard and mid-14s in the 110 highs. And Michael Page, another sprinter, 100, 200 guy who's been a factor as well. On the girls' side, Roncalli does not have anybody who's hit the standard yet. But, boy, as we're doing the prep for this meet today, Dan, 2 athletes for Cathedral's girls team that really jumped off the page, Alexis Parchment and Reese Sanders. Parchment's hit the standard in the long jump. She's a senior, already jumped 17.9.5. Reese Sanders, the junior, however, she's hit the standard in 3 events.
Just crazy early on to hit the standard already.
100 hurdles, 300 hurdles, and the 400. She's got the school record as a junior already in the 400 at Cathedral, 57.16. She ran in a tri-meet with Brebeuf and Brownsburg last week. She has already hit the standard in 3 events. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's really impressive. It'd be exciting to see those 2 tonight. See what they can do in a dual meet type atmosphere early on in the season. Like you said, Sanders has already hit 3. She's just on her way up even more. So it'd be cool to see what they both can do tonight.
Well, we have Kevin Bonich, our sideline reporter. He's down on the field with Roncalli's boys head coach Frank Litz. So we're going to send it down to the field. And Kevin, who's got a pre-meet interview with Coach Litz. Take it away, Kevin.
Coach Litz, good to be with you here tonight for a dual meet against the Cathedral Irish. Talk to us a little bit about goals. A lot of times people that don't know about track and field think, well, every meet's the most important meet, and certainly tonight's an important meet. But talk us, what are the goals going into a dual meet with the Cathedral Irish tonight?
First of all, going into this season, our number 1 goal every year is going to be to win the conference. We've won the conference every year of its existence, and we want to keep that streak alive. Every year it gets tougher and tougher, though, and this year is going to be the toughest one for us yet. And then after that, it's how far can we advance throughout the state tournament. So a lot of times with these dual meets, it's the way our schedule's set up is we've got a dual meet and an invitational every week. So the dual meet is an opportunity for everybody to race. So our philosophy, our system basically is our younger guys are figuring things out and learning. We use the dual meets for them to learn. And then by the time you're junior and senior, those guys are ready to rock and roll. So basically at these meets, our varsity guys are kind of working through some things, maybe using it as a training race or getting a good workout in. Whereas for our younger guys, we're here to figure out how to get better at things. And that's how we do that.
Beautiful. Talk to us about the success of the jumping program and really the field events to begin the year. Certainly field events have always been a key focus of your program over the years, but high jump, long jump, and then you can even throw in the throws there as well. Talk us about the early success in the season from those events.
Well, the one thing that really helps us out is traditionally, we don't really get track guys. We get guys on our team who are soccer guys, football guys, that we get out as ninth graders, and then they start to figure things out in ninth and 10th grade, and then by the time they're juniors, they're ready to go. This group of kids that we have now, I mean, Eli Crouch was a 5'8" high jumper in 8th grade. He knew what he was doing. Sam Runholt was a 40-plus thrower in 8th grade. He knew what he's doing. Kyle Lockhart was a 19.9 long jumper in 8th grade. So when they came in, they already had a base knowledge down. And now it's just as they're getting bigger, faster, and stronger, they're just improving. But I mean, Coach Albertson, I'll say it all the time, I think she's the best throws coach you're ever going to see. So every year, year after year, you know, we've got Runholt, we've got English, we've got Cade Morgan. I mean, that guy threw for 1 year, and he was 4 inches away from going to the state meet. She just does a fantastic job with those guys. And then Coach Locke does a great job with the high jumpers. And then, you know, long jump, we lost out on the old Coach Bonich, but we're doing all right. And I picked up the slack there, and those guys, they're easy to work with.
Beautiful. What's the one event we're looking at tonight? Biggest event tonight that you're paying attention to is what event?
Well, things I need to see. I mean, I'm not really looking forward to. Actually, the kid I'd most like to see is Reese Sanders from Cathedral. She's a stud. She's not hurdling today, though. She's running the 800. I don't know if I'm allowed to give that information away this early. But for me, I need Xander Hooten is one of our studs, and he had an off meet on Saturday. So I'm hoping he gets the bounce back. I'm curious to see what he can do. And then we need to see our 300 hurdles. I need Luke Brigham to do a good job there so that we can free up some things. Again, looking at the conference, you know, we have holes that we need to fill in the conference, and I need to see Brigham and Troxel in these 300 hurdles do some things that we can maneuver some pieces around. And our 4x1's always exciting to watch, as long as they get the baton around the track.
Beautiful. Thank you, Coach Litz. Good luck to you and your program today. And Rob Brown, back to you in the booth.
Thank you, Kevin. Good to catch up with Coach Litz. We're going to go down. We got the track action now as the 4x400 unified relay going on. The athletes from Perry Meridian in the kind of white, off-white T-shirts. Roncalli athletes in the red. We've got 4 athletes that'll each take a lap around the track, and then after this race is complete, we'll have the 4x800 relay, both on the boys and girls side. So we've got some athletes coming down the track here, leg 1 of this unified track 4x4 relay. Unified track events will have the 100 and the 400, the open 100 and 400 later on tonight. And then we'll also have the unified long jump and the unified shot put. The throwing events here at Roncalli are behind the tree line to the east of the stadium. So we'll try and get a camera over to those. We can't guarantee that, but we'll try to get a camera over to those. We'll certainly have winners for you and results as we move through the evening. And the athletes completing leg 1 getting a nice ovation from the grandstand here as they come in and make the exchange.
Rob always thought unified track was one of the coolest things that they implemented a couple years ago in the state of Indiana.
And they've got everybody in. Well, this is, actually they're not running this as a relay. They're just each running a lap. And then coming around, so they're going to reload the track. This is a 6-lane track. So they'll reload the track and get some more kids out there to take a spin around. This is the 8th season statewide of unified track that was initially developed by the Special Olympics. And then the IHSA, with a joint partnership through Special Olympics Indiana, put this program in place to allow high school students with and without intellectual disabilities to collectively represent their schools. And they go all the way. They've got a state series, state championship for this unified track. And so we're getting a second group of unified athletes here on the track to get loaded up here for this 400.
Looks like another mixture. A couple Roncalli athletes there.
Yeah.
Some more
had one in the first
guys.
heat, couple here in the second heat.
Yep.
Once again, athletes, we would ask that you all please clear the track. Please clear the track.
See the 4x8, both the boys and the girls getting loose in the infield. We'll have that event coming up next at the conclusion of this unified race. Interested to see some of the action in this 4x8. Typically, Dan, you see the programs that are usually the programs that excel at the 4x8 are the programs that have the deepest well of distance runners.
Yep, that's for sure true. If you're a distance runner, you should be able to do the 800, 4x8, mile, 2 mile if you're going to do that. But yeah, I remember being in 4x8 all the time. So.
Well, but based upon the order of events, which we'll go over here in a second, with the 4x8 being the first race, but that occurs so close, especially in a dual meet,
Yep.
to the 1600, the mile, quote unquote. If you run one, you're not going to run the other.
Right.
So anybody that you see in this 4x8 coming up, you're not going to see those kids in the mile because it's just too quick of a turnaround. And it looks like we look down the field, we see Kevin kind of making his way. I think he's going to have an interview with Cathedral head coach John O'Hara here in a minute, as soon as he's able to get Coach over to a camera. And we'll send it down to that here in a moment. But we want to get the finish of this 400 unified relay here.
Strong finish at the end here.
Strong finish coming down the stretch. These both boys and girls being cheered down the track. And it looks like they're set to go, but it looks like now that Kevin has Cathedral head coach John O'Hara down the track, so we're going to send it down to Kevin for his interview with Coach O'Hara. Kevin.
Thanks, Rob. Down here with Coach O'Hara, head coach of the girls and boys track and field team for the Cathedral Irish. Coach, talk us through the goals for tonight. Dual meet, Tuesday night. What is it, Tuesday night?
It's Monday.
It's Monday night. I try to put past Monday. Monday night, what's your goals for this evening?
You know, we ran a lot of good meets this past weekend, Friday night at the Sprinter Showcase and Saturday at the LC Invite. You know, we ran a lot of kids in those two events. So having yesterday off and then kind of going into Monday, putting the kids in some different events just to kind of see what they can do. And it's always good to come down here and run against one of your competitors. And I know the kids were excited when we got on the bus.
Talk us through how the season's going, you know, with last season pretty much being canceled. We got a couple indoor seasons. How's it been, just being back out on the track and field with all your athletes?
It's been awesome. You know, they were so heartbroken last year, as everybody was, to lose the season. And then a lot of them came out a lot earlier this year than normal for training. And, you know, so far so good. A lot of our veterans are doing a great job leading the kids, the ones that have been running since freshman year and now are juniors and seniors. And then you got these freshmen who haven't run since 7th grade. So, you know, you have a whole new gamut of kids. So far we've gone off to a great start and really proud of them.
Awesome. What are you looking at for tonight? Give us an event, biggest event that you're looking for in your athletes tonight.
We got a hurdler who's ranked #1 in the state in both of her events right now, but we're kind of changing it up for her. She is going to run the 100 hurdles, but she's also going to run the 800. She thinks she has a shot to do put down a good time and something that's going to help her a little bit more for the 4x4 and the 300 hurdles.
Outstanding. Best of luck tonight. You always do a great job with both programs. High class program. So I appreciate all you do for track and field and Cathedral Irish.
Thanks, Coach.
Back to you, Rob Brown.
Thank you, Kevin, and thanks to Coach O'Hara for that pre-race interview. We're just about set to get the 4x800 underway, the 4x800 relay. Going to run this concurrently, the boys and the girls. We'll get you a start time, split time.
Attention fans. There are any parents or relatives.
And as we look down the track, Dan, I don't think I see a girls team for Cathedral down there.
I don't see one either.
I see 3 Roncalli girls teams and then 2 Roncalli boys teams and a Cathedral boys team on the track. So it looks like we're going to have 3 of each. But Roncalli is going to get the points, it looks like, in this girls' side anyway. Our starter's getting all the instructions set, and so now we'll have just the lead runners for each of these 6 relay teams. Again, 2 boys teams for Roncalli, 1 boys team for Cathedral, 3 girls teams for Roncalli. The girls are in the royal blue, Roncalli boys in the red tops, and the Cathedral boys in the all navy blue outfits. And the runners here will stay in their lanes all the way around until the break line, and you'll see that on the backstretch at turn 2 with the cones set up. And then once they get past those cones, Dan, they can come down to the curb.
Yep.
They used to call that a California break back in my day. They still call it that?
That
was a long time ago.
I don't remember that being called, that's for sure.
That might have been an 80s phrase. We'll get this. We'll have the leader splits for you. We'll have leader splits for both the girls and the boys as we come through. Gun is up. And we're off. So again, this is the 4x800 relay. So 4 runners on the relay team. Each runner will run 2 laps, 800 meters, or the equivalent of a half mile. And again, appreciate you being with us tonight as we work through. This is a difficult undertaking in that we're trying to call a meet, Dan, with no numbers on the athletes. So we'll do our best to identify folks. Certainly, this being the Roncalli Media Network, we're more familiar with the Roncalli kids and the Cathedral kids. But We'll do our best to identify as many as we can on both sides. Can tell you that that's Sam Searing in second place for Roncalli, Harry Shetley in third. But the Cathedral athlete in first has a good 20-meter lead.
Yeah, he does.
Coming down the stretch.
Looks like Lauren Turk for the girls.
Lauren Turk leading the girls' race for Roncalli. Yep. And the leadoff man for Cathedral splitting a 63. That's a strong first leg. Sam Searing about 4 seconds behind. Lauren Turk, on the other hand, on her first leg for Roncalli's girls, splitting about a 73. Looks like the wind has died down a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Flag is not as active to our west. But the Cathedral runner beginning to open up a little bit of a gap on the backstretch on the Roncalli team.
Sam's kind of reeling it in there, though.
Yep, we'll see what he's got coming out of turn 3 here.
63 out of the gate's a little much.
We also have our camera operator down in the pole vault pit. As the pole vault has officially begun, both the boys and the girls, so we'll check in on that periodically throughout this relay. Here comes the first runner in for Cathedral to tag off. Hand the baton to his teammate, Evan Baker, about to get the stick for Roncalli.
Oh.
And a long exchange there is about a 2:17 for Sam Searing. Here comes Lauren Turk as the first girl in for Roncalli. And she's going to run about a 2:35 split. Strong effort by Cathedral's boys.
Yeah, they've opened up a little more gap.
Opened up a little bit bigger lead coming out of leader coming around through turn 4 of lap 1 of his leg. I'm switched the baton as he came out of turn 4 there.
That's some type of move there. I don't know if I would have done that.
Yeah, he looks strong.
He does.
Coming down the front stretch. Evan Baker giving chase for Roncalli. Again, you see the wind has started to pick up a little bit. You see very difficult when you get out there by yourself.
Yeah, I definitely think it's
wind.
affecting at least the ones out there by themselves in the front stretch here.
This is Nathan Holcraft coming down the home stretch for Roncalli's boys. Here's our girls leader coming in. That's Sarah McGraw. And the Number 2 man for Cathedral making his way out of turn 4.
Very strong.
Heading down the track, very strong.
Man, he's just kind of cruising now.
PJ Avery was the leadoff runner for the Irish on that 4x8 on the boys' side. There's runner number 3 taking off. They've got a strong lead at about 4:25 on the split. Comes Evan Baker coming in, handing the stick to Jack Rittenhouse.
Comes Nathan Holcraft.
Nathan Holcraft coming down the home stretch here. But we look across the way as the leader, the Cathedral leader on the boys' side, beginning to pass a couple of the girls' competitors.
Yep.
Run this all at once here to condense time. Athletes are getting ready for the 100 meters down the staging area down to our left. Here comes the Cathedral leader coming in for his first lap. This is leg 3 on the boys' side.
Yep. You know, Rob,
And
this
the
is
girls
more
just
of
took
a
off.
mental battle, I would say, when you're on the track by yourself. And
Out there by yourself, yeah, it's
4x8
difficult.
like this, yeah.
Jack Rittenhouse for Roncalli's boys coming in on a strong second place. As the Cathedral leader making his way down the backstretch. This is lap 2 of leg 3, so just 800 meters to go when the field comes back around.
Looks like Oliver Johnson coming
Oliver
down.
Johnson running 3rd for Roncalli right now. And here comes the Cathedral leader on the boys' side. Here's the girls' leader. This actually is Sarah McGraw making her way up the track as the girls' leader. It's her first lap. And here's the boys' leader making his way up the track. To hand off for the final leg. Jack Rittenhouse coming in to hand to Ronan Uzun for the final boys exchange. Kylie Perkins coming in for the girls here. So the Cathedral boys leader making his way down the backstretch in his first of 2 laps to close this thing out. Again, Oliver Johnson on the boys' side coming in.
You can see that wind affecting him on the front here.
Yeah, the Cathedral boys now opening up over a 100-meter lead now
Yep.
over the Roncalli second-place runner. And here comes Sarah McGraw in to tag, hand the stick off for the final exchange on the girls' side. Roncalli, the only entrance in this. On the girls' side, all 3 teams are Roncalli runners. Here's Ronan Uzun, who's anchoring the Roncalli team that will finish second. Cathedral leader making his way down the backstretch for the final lap. And they're on pace to run about a 9:15-ish or so, Dan.
Okay. Not
Which
too
is
bad.
not bad for a Monday night in
No.
April.
Yeah, not bad for a windy Monday night in April for sure.
To give some context, your state champion typically is in the high 750s,
Okay. Yeah.
high to mid 750s typically. I think the state standard's 753. Here's your leader coming in. Cathedral's going to win on the boys' side. We'll get you an unofficial time in a moment. as 9:02, the unofficial time. And it looks like Kevin's got one of the Cathedral athletes on this winning team down on the field. Let's go ahead and send it down to Kevin for an athlete interview.
Thanks, Rob. I'm down here with PJ Avery, the leadoff leg of the 4x800 for the Cathedral Irish. PJ, talk to us about what the race strategy was for that 4x8.
So going in, I was on the leadoff leg. The goal was if I could take the lead on the first lap and try to get away from everyone, that would be great. So that's what I tried to do.
Job well done there. Goal accomplished. How was it running in the wind? We've been talking a lot on the broadcast about the wind. How was it tonight in the elements?
Yeah, it was definitely pretty significant on the home stretch. But in an 800, only have to run into the wind twice. It wasn't the worst thing ever. So just try to run through it strong.
Good. You did a great job running tonight. Let's go off the topic, off track and field. Favorite class at Cathedral?
I like computer science.
Computer science. He's heading off to Purdue to join engineering. PJ, great job tonight. Congratulations, and best of luck the rest of this evening. Thank you. Rob, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. We'll have those athlete interviews all night. Excited to have that as a part of our broadcast. Comes Valeria Lara, the freshman. Dan, we remember her from cross-country season. She had a strong cross-country season.
Yes, she did. She's got a spark to her. I'm excited to see the rest
All
of her
sectional
career.
as a freshman. Coming in to win this girls' race. And she's going to bring it across in unofficial winning time of 10:35. Roncalli's boys finished second in the 4x8. Unofficial time for the boys, Roncalli 9:25. Unofficial winning time for the Cathedral boys, 9:02. Unofficial time there. Of course, as we move through the night, we'll have the official results sent up to us, and we'll log those in as we go. All three teams for Roncalli all three teams in the girls 4x8 tonight were Roncalli, so they will sweep the points there.
Yep.
For the girls 100-meter hurdles.
And here's the second place team coming in. Only scored 2 teams in a dual meet in a relay. And looks like as the second place team comes in about 11:24 unofficially, Kevin Bonich is back down the track. He's got Lauren Turk, who was the leadoff leg for the girls winning 4x8 team. Go ahead, Kevin.
Thanks, Rob. Down here with Lauren Turk, Jr., having quite the year, both in cross country and track and field. Lauren, talk us through what was your race strategy in that 4x8.
So I'm running 3 races tonight, so definitely not necessarily be conservative, but definitely be aware of the fact that I have 2 more races to run. So that's probably what I focus on most, is trying to run a good split for my team, but also trying to be conservative for what I have going on the rest of the night.
Lauren, you got a great team attitude approach, but certainly you're going to have a big individual season. You did that as well in cross country. Talk us through what's the individual goal for you this year.
It's been a goal for me for a while to PR in my 2-mile, which I did at the beginning of my first race, but I definitely want to get on the top 25, which I think 11:58 is the time I have to hit, so hopefully sub 12 by the end of this year, hopefully soon. I've been putting in a lot of work, so I'm hoping that it starts to reflect on the track.
Good deal. Lauren, best of luck. Last question, favorite class at Roncalli?
Definitely history. I'm a huge history buff, so...
Way to know your audience. Good choice. Rob Brown, back to you in the booth.
Thank you, Kevin. Well done. Lauren Turk, she's quietly put together one of the best distance running careers in Roncalli girls history. She's got 1 year to go. Back to the unified track actions, the unified 100. They are rambling down the track quickly. Rambling down the track in a hurry. Roncalli athletes in the red and the blue.
Got some speed.
Parameridian athletes in the off-white shirts. The Parameridian, I guess that's Parameridian silver. I should have identified that earlier. Good round of applause for these unified athletes hustling down the track for the 100 meters. I think we've got a couple more heats as well lined up down there. So we've got one final thought, Dan, about Lauren Turk. She ran the fastest. Of course, you and I both on the boys cross-country staff, so we got to see her race a lot in the fall in person. She ran the fastest time by a junior in Roncalli girls cross-country history in the 5K.
Crazy.
Had a phenomenal season. And Boy, she's proven during her career that when she's been able to stay healthy,
Yep.
she's about as good as it gets.
Yep. Yeah. Staying healthy is a key, and bringing that to track. Track helps you in cross country. Cross country helps you in track. So seeing those both pay off is awesome for her.
Well, and specifically, we'll see some more distance runners on the boys and girls side here in a little bit when the 1600 and rolls around, certainly, and then the 3200 later on the night. But it's a different kind of racing, though, and
Yeah.
I don't know that everybody necessarily gets that. They just think, oh, it's distance kids. They're doing the same thing they do in the fall.
Yeah.
Racing on the track, completely different. Different mindset, different strategy than trying to race on the track than trying to race in cross country.
For sure. Yeah.
On another heat of the Unified 100, lined up down there in the far corner.
Hard for me to get an angle over there. There we go.
Looks like we're in between jumpers down in the pole vault pit. As we've got the camera down there, we'll see if we can't get the camera set up back to shoot the action here on the track. There we go. We've got Roncalli Boyd taking a turn at the pole vault. That looked like Sam Scott, and he was unable to clear the bar. I'm not sure what the opening height is down there. But we've got another heat of the Unified 100 ready to go on the track down in turn 4. We'll see if we can't get a camera on that. Here we go. Nice shot from Nathan Line. Nathan Lyle, our camera operator, shooting up the track, and
It's gonna be a close
boy,
race.
it's neck and neck. Neck and neck as the competitors in lane 1 and 6 eyeball each other. It's going to be close. Looked like the Roncalli athlete in lane 6 just got it. But that was some action, Dan.
I love the eyeballing each other.
That was some action as the Perry athlete in lane 1 and the Roncalli athlete in lane 6 were looking each other over as they made their way down the track.
That's a lot of fun right there.
It looks like we've got 2 more heats. 2 more heats of this Unified 100. Then they'll put the hurdles on the track. And so our order tonight, we've got the 100 hurdles for the girls, the 110 hurdles for the boys, and then the 100 meters, then the 1600, then the 4x100 relay, which is 1 time around the track, 4 runners, then the open 400, then the 300 hurdles, which is 3/4 of a lap, the longer hurdle race, if you will, and then the 800, the 200, the 3200, the 2 mile, as it's sometimes called, and then the 4x4 to close it out. And then, of course, we got field events going tonight. The pole vault is going as we speak, as is the high jump. And then the, unfortunately, the shot and discus areas are not in our eyeball range, as they're on the other side of the tree line behind the east end of the stadium, but we'll get you updates on those. And then the long jump pit is down at the west end of the stadium. Expect Kyle Locker to compete in the long jump tonight. We actually see Kyle down there getting warmed up in the red sweatsuit and the gray pants.
Tell you, he's one of the, just one of the more elite athletes here at Roncalli.
Yes. Waiting to get. Okay. Waiting to get the watches reset down in the finish area. If we can. Angie Toner is our marshal down there in the finish area. Tim Chrisman, our clerk of the course, as it were. And we're set to go for another leg of the Unified 100. Gun is off, and we're set to go. 3 Roncalli athletes and a Parameridian athlete, and the Roncalli runner in lane 4, he is pulling away.
Another close race.
Another close race. She's out in lane 5, the winner. So we've got 2 more heats down there.
This is the first and second call for the girls' long jump.
And while we have a moment, we'll let you know that tonight's broadcast brought to you by Indiana Members Credit Union. You can get pre-approved and streamline the vehicle buying process. It's fast, free, and will take you down a quicker road to the car of your dreams. Visit imcu.com for more information. This coming Saturday is Celebration Roncalli. Be a virtual celebration. Saturday from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. Live auction from 7 to 7:30. Hosted by our own Kevin Bonich and Gary Armbruster. Silent auction items are up right now. You can start bidding on those right now as we speak. You can also get more information about family sponsorships that are still available for $500. That includes a handmade charcuterie board.
Ooh.
I know that's right up your alley, Dan.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to spell that. All that information is on roncalli.org. You can watch the event on Saturday there as well. Also on the Roncalli High School YouTube channel. Gun is up for another heat of the Unified Track 100 meters. Roncalli and Perry Meridian. Perry athletes in gray. Roncalli athletes in red. Well, that's Joey Luttrell, one of the Roncalli athletes in the dark gray, making his way up lane 6, and he's going to be the first to the line in that heat. Looks like we've got one more heat, then just about set to put the hurdles out on the track. Very much looking forward. We heard Coach John O'Haradan talk about Reese Sanders, who's got the state's best time in the 100 hurdles. She's going to run the 100 hurdles tonight, so we look forward to seeing what she's got.
Sure, and I'm excited to see her in the 800. That's a different strategy. She said she thinks wants to put down a good time, so that's kind of cool to see that she's trying to change her strategy on.
Well, and she also has the state's. She's also hit the state standard in the 400. And typically, if somebody's got that kind of ability in the 400, not all the time, but oftentimes they can make that jump to the 800. But
Yep.
that's a tough leap. That 800 is a different animal.
For sure.
Got the looking in at the long jump pit down there. Looks like they are measuring. Cathedral athlete just took a jump down there. The top long jumper for Cathedral is Josh O'Murray. Sophomore jumped 20'3" and finished 6th on Saturday. I think that was Josh that just made an attempt down there on our camera. Now we've got a shot back up the track for the final heat of the Unified 100 meters. 5 athletes on the track.
Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Oh, this is tight. Making their way down the track. And it's the Roncalli athlete in lane 5 who's the first runner off. So that completes our Unified Track 100 meters. We'll have a 400-meter Unified Track event later on in the night. Getting ready for the hurdles. Unofficial times, yeah. And I think while they're putting the hurdles out on the track, now would be a good time to take a break. So let's go ahead and we'll take a 2-minute break. We'll take a 2-minute break. Our sponsors will appreciate that. Dan and I will regroup, and when we come back, we'll have the boys and girls 100 and 110-meter hurdles coming up. After this, you're watching Roncalli Track on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
So you think you can beat a train? Well, think again. While trains can appear to be slow-moving, they can easily cause injuries or death. You must slow down and yield at all railroad crossings. Attempting to beat the train puts yourself and others at risk. According to the Federal Railroad Administration, there were over 2,200 railroad crossing collisions in the United States last year, resulting in 293 deaths. Don't be a statistic. Look, listen, and live.
Do life, not laundry. Milto Cleaners.
For good measure, we're just about set for the girls' 110-meter hurdles. As they're setting the hurdles up on the track, we've got a shot of the long jump pit right now. Girls are getting ready to go down there, kind of mixed in with the boys. On the long jump side, Rob Brown and Dan Bergler with you. Kevin Bonich is our trackside reporter tonight. And our great crew, Ben Taylor, our director, Hannah Taylor, Abby Taylor handling the graphics, Ezekiel Fox and Nathan Lyle on the cameras. We are set to go here. We'll get our watches ready. The gun is up. Here in the first heat of the girls' 100-meter hurdles. Expect to see Reese Sanders in this race for Cathedral. And
oh, goodness.
Sanders is out quickly. And she is a half a hurdle ahead halfway down the track. Claire Lindsay for Roncalli in lane 6. Sanders across the line, unofficially 15:05.
Wow.
Roncalli goes 2-3 there. But Sanders, Reese Sanders, the junior, officially 15:05, unofficially, I should say. And then Roncalli went 2-3. That was Claire Lindsay, the freshman, out in lane 6. Lindsay also the backup point guard on the girls' basketball team. But she has done a nice job in her first year of high school track. Now they're moving the hurdles, getting them set up for the boys. So Cathedral winning there. Reese Sanders, the junior, winning that race in an unofficial time of 15:05.
3 and 5 only.
And now they're getting the hurdle set up for the boys. And it looks like they're just going to put the hurdles in a couple lanes.
Oh, yeah.
Boys 110-meter hurdle. Second call. Girls and boys.
Nice to see Roncalli quarterback Aiden Leffler, our stats runner tonight. Good to see Aiden. Putting him to work.
Versatility right
Yep,
there.
versatility.
Does look like they're only in 3 and 5.
Lane 3 and lane 5. So we may just have just 2 competitors. Of course, I was mentioning to Jason Sims, Dan, that the last time I was in this press box is when Aiden and his teammates were putting the beat down on Mooresville in the semi-state.
What a football program,
Oh,
for
my
sure.
goodness. And there is a lot of expectation
Oh, yeah.
for next year, given what they have coming back, including the quarterback.
Going to be exciting.
And we've got a shot down the pole vault pit, and a Roncalli athlete on the boys' side taking a run at it and unable to make his way over the bar. Looks like we've got just 2 hurdlers down there. And, yeah, so the hurdles are just in lanes.
I think it's 3 and 5.
3 and 5.
Yeah, looks like 3 and 5. I don't know if I've ever seen it. Just two guys running hurdles.
No, you would think with these 2 teams there'd be more than 2 guys.
For sure, yeah.
I would have thought there'd be more than 1 heat on the girls' hurdles.
Me too, me too.
But they're getting the competitors ready for the 100 meters on the girls' side, which will be the race after this once they get these 2 sets of hurdles off the track. The gun is up. And down the track we go. There's 2 Cathedral hurdlers, no Roncalli hurdlers in this race. And the Cathedral athlete in the white out in front. He's 3-stepping these hurdles. Pretty good form.
Yeah, looks pretty
Making
strong.
his way down the track, and an unofficial time of 17:22. 17:22, the unofficial time. On the winning time on the boys' side for the boys' 110-meter high hurdles. So the good news is, Dan, about when you've only got 2 lanes of hurdles, it does not take long to clear the track.
Yeah, usually that's the in-between time that takes a little long, but you only have 2. Not many
You can
hurdles.
get the
to
track
clear.
cleared pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So now we're going to load the track up here for the girls' 100 meters, followed by the boys' 100 meters. And not sure who we're going to see. We did not get a lineup in this, but certainly Sophia Ramsey, the freshman, she has impressed in the 100 for Roncalli's girls. Finished second in the Archdiocese meet 10 days ago, ran a 13.01. She's just 11 hundredths of a second, Dan, from being in the top 5 in the program history.
As a freshman.
As a freshman.
Which is that's crazy. I mean, she's got so much more time to even get faster.
The
so
senior
that's
Sarah Strotbeck will also be in this heat, I believe. She finished 4th in the Archdiocese meet. And I think we've got Kevin Bonich down. We'll go after this first heat. We'll go down to Kevin after this first heat of the 100. We'll send it down to Kevin. He's got the winner of our boys 110-meter high hurdles, and we'll send it down to Kevin after we get the girls' first heat of the 100 here.
Here are the results from the boys' long jump competition. In 3rd place, from Cathedral, Omar EU. In 2nd place, from Roncalli, Hooten. And your winner from Roncalli, Locker.
So Roncalli goes 1-2 in the long jump. Kyle Lockard and Xander Hooten going 1-2. So Roncalli goes 1-2 in the long jump, and Omuri, I think I'm pronouncing that right, but the odds are slim that I am.
Yeah.
The sophomore, he finished 3rd.
Again, Kyle Locker, a jack of all trades, can do just about anything on this track.
I think we're going to see him in some sprints tonight as well.
That'd be awesome.
He did run the 100 and the 200 on Saturday at Lawrence Central along with Sam Gallagher. And Gallagher finished 4th, Lockard 5th in the 100, and then they went 3-4, Lockard and Gallagher in the 200. It's like we'll have a couple heats of this 100.
Yep.
And we want to make sure that we get the first heat, which is the varsity heat. Get that captured for you live, and then we'll send it down after that. After this first heat, we'll send it down the track to Kevin Bonich, who's got our winner in the boys' 110-meter hurdles from Cathedral. Interesting to see if we get Alexis Parchman, Dan, for Cathedral's girls in this heat. She ran a 12.59, is ranked in the top 5 in the state.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
She's a senior. Kayla Pitts has also run a sub 13 seconds, a senior. She was 3rd in the girls 100 at Lawrence Central on Saturday. Ran a 12.83.
That's top 5 in April. We still got so much more
Yes,
time,
top 5
too,
in the
right?
state. Yep,
Yeah.
that's Parchman. Although Parchman's primary event, not that when you're in the top 5 in the state in your secondary event,
Right,
that
yeah.
speaks to the level of athlete you are.
For
but
sure.
Parchman's main event is long jump.
Here are the results from the girls' high jump competition.
Girls' high jump results being read.
In 3rd place, from Cathedral, Taylor. In 2nd place, from Roncalli, Soupy. And your winner from Roncalli, O'Connor.
So Alyssa O'Connor wins the girls' high jump for Roncalli. Anna Soupy finished 2nd, and Cathedral getting 3rd in the girls' high jump. Taking quite some time to get everybody loaded up down there in the blocks for this girls' 100. Not really sure what the holdup is.
One good thing about a dual meet is points count, so 1 and 2 is pretty good.
1-2, yep. Yep. And especially when teams are evenly matched, you never know when that third,
Yeah,
that 1 point that you get for third might come into play.
for sure, yeah.
Now I think we're set to go.
Yeah, here we go.
Set to go here for this girls 100 meters. Track is full. Cathedral in the odd lanes in white, Roncalli in the even lanes in royal blue. The gun is up. Runners in the blocks. Set. And down the track we go. In the middle of the track, Roncalli out quickly, and then the Cathedral athlete in lane 1 is pulling away. That's Ramsey in the middle of the track. So I believe that's Parchman out in lane 1, and she is across unofficially in 12.67.
Oh, man.
My, oh, my. Unofficial time. And now I think we're ready to go down to the track. Kevin Bonich has our winner from the boys' 110-meter hurdles. Kevin, take it away.
Thanks. Sorry for the break. I had to go get a change of clothes, warm up a little bit. The temperature hit almost 50 degrees, so I had to add a layer. We'll do that every time we drop 5 degrees. You know how that worked in the winter or in the fall with football. We'll continue that this spring. Jake, congratulations on the win and the 110 high hurdles. Talk to us about your race tonight.
Not ideal conditions with this headwind, but, a win's a win. So I really worked hard to fight through that win, kept my 3-step going, and we got the win, baby.
Jake, what other events are you doing tonight?
I'm going to be running the 4x1 here in a little bit.
How are you feeling about that race?
I'm feeling good. Luckily, the wind will be behind me. I'll be down here in the second leg, so you get to enjoy me in lane 3.
Jake, you had a successful football season as well, so you success in both sports, football and track and field. Do you have a favorite between those two?
Definitely football. Track and field just helps complement the football.
How would your coach feel about that?
Well, he was my freshman football coach, so I think he would understand, especially since I'm going to play football in college, but I think he's just happy that I'm out here running.
Awesome. Jake is going to be heading this fall. He's going to be heading out to Columbia to play football and a study in broadcasting. Is that correct? Jake, I'm going to give it over to you. Will you send it back to Rob in the booth?
Rob, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. You might let Jake know that my old college roommate works in the broadcasting department at Columbia, so we'll hook him up.
There's a connection there, Jake.
That's Jake Langdon. Heat 2 here in the girls' 100 meters. Jake Langdon, as Kevin alluded, Dan, he was the leading rusher on Cathedral's 5A state champion football team. Rushed for over 1,400 yards. Definitely. He looks like a football player.
He does, yeah. Definitely a powerhouse in the state of Indiana, Cathedral football.
Going to play in the Ivy League at Columbia, and this is not a news flash, Dan, but if he's going to Columbia, he's pretty smart.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a pretty good student.
Ivy League school, that's a good point.
If he's going to Columbia, he's a pretty good student. So appreciate Jake spending some time. We'll see if Kevin can catch up with our girls' 100-meter winner. We'll try and catch as many winners as we can.
In third place from Roncalli, Bishop. In second place from Roncalli, Garatas. And your winner from Roncalli, Lezon.
So Kyle Lockhart, Xander Hooten, and Josh Amori, the boys' long jump standings. Getting loaded up here for another girls' heat in the 100. And looks like maybe there's one more. Maybe one more in this girls' 100. And then we'll have the boys' 100. Looks like quite a few boys' 100 heats are queued up down there.
Yep.
As you would expect in a dual meet when JV athletes are also involved.
Mm-hmm.
Just 3 Roncalli athletes on the track for this final heat of the girls' 100. And the runner in lane 5 looks like it's going to edge it out. So getting set for the boys' 100. And we'll see who steps on the track for this one. Hope to see Kyle Lockard and Sam Gallagher, perhaps one or both. Well, it looks like Kevin's down on the field and he's ready to go. And I think he's got, Alyssa O'Connor, the winner of the girls' high jump. Let's go ahead and send it down to Kevin.
Alyssa O'Connor, congratulations on the win tonight. High jump. What'd you jump tonight?
I jumped 4.9
4.9. What is the goal for this season? High jumping.
to clear 4.10.
4.10. So we're right there. How was our attempt at 4.10 tonight?
I was close. Just need to kick my feet over.
Always those feet. If Bernie O'Connor could pick his favorite grandchild, who would it be?
Obviously me.
That's a good answer. That is a good answer. Alyssa O'Connor, congratulations on the win tonight. Last question for you. Your favorite class at Roncalli?
PE.
PE. No doubt about it. PE, outstanding. Alyssa, congratulations on the win tonight. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you.
Rob, back to you.
Okay, we're ready to go. The gun is up for the boys' 100 meters. Give me a second. Gun is up for the boys' 100 meters. This is the varsity heat. Down the track we go. In the middle of the track. That's Lockard out in lane 1 for Roncalli. Sam Gallagher in the middle, and a strong Cathedral performance out in lane 6, and it's going to be close. Too close to call.
It looked like Gallagher, but I couldn't tell.
Oh, boy, I don't know. The Cathedral athlete out in lane 6 was on it.
Ugh.
More results for you on the girls' shot put. Roncalli gets a sweep. Ansley Bishop finishes 3rd. Sophie Garritas 2nd. And Sarah Lazan is your winner with a throw of 30 feet 2 feet 11 or 30 feet 11 inches. 30 feet 11 inches. Sarah Lazan winning tonight's girls shot put with a throw of 30-11. And looks like Kevin Bonich is down trying to get one of our winners here. We'll get down to Kevin here in a minute. And I think he's going to talk to both. He's going to, looks like the athlete from Cathedral is our winner, and Kevin's got him down there, the winner of our 100 meters. Let's go send it down to Kevin.
Michael, I'm here with Michael Page, winner of the 100-meter dash in the Roncalli Cathedral duel. How'd you feel out there, Michael?
Felt great. The win on the backstretch was a little strong today, but got through it.
How was our time this evening?
I got 11.6 today.
You were in a close race there with Roncalli's Sam Gallagher. How'd you feel at the end? Did you feel like you had him? Did you feel like, was that in the periphery at all, or were you just focused on your lane and your time?
I saw on my left, but I was focused. Wasn't too worried about it. I knew to pull through.
Outstanding. Michael, what are your other events this evening?
I'm running a 400 and a 4x4.
Perfect. Michael, congratulations on a state championship in football as well. Great job tonight, and best of luck in the rest of your events. Rob Brown, back to you.
Well, it's Michael Page. As heat 2 for the 100 meters going on here. I want to get you some official numbers on that. We had boys long jump results for you earlier. Josh O'Murray finished in 3rd place for Cathedral. And then Xander Hooten, 2nd place out of Roncalli, and Kyle Lockard winning for Roncalli in that 100 meters, or the long jump, beg your pardon. Kyle with a jump of 19.3. I think he had the brakes on tonight, Dan. 19.3, Lockard's jump. Then the girls' high jump, we heard Kevin speak with Alyssa O'Connor. She jumped 4'9" to win the girls' high jump. 2nd place was Anna Soupy, and 3rd place, Madeline Taylor from Cathedral. So we're set to go for another boys heat in the 100 meters.
It's like second to last heat, maybe?
As soon as we get the track situated. After these boys' 100 heats are completed, and unofficially we had Cathedral boys going 1, and then Roncalli going 2-3 in the boys' 100. Girls' 100, I believe, was Cathedral, Roncalli.
Yep.
Unofficially. But after these 100 heats are complete, then we'll have the mile for both the 1,600 meters, I should say, for the boys and the girls. Another heat about to go. Roncalli athletes in red, Cathedral athletes in white. And we're just about ready. Actually, let's go ahead and send it down. We'll go ahead and watch this heat, and then we'll send it down to Kevin. He's got Sam Gallagher with him. Dylan Coughlin in the middle of the track for Roncalli, and Michael Gallagher also out there.
Oh, a tight race here.
That's that Lucas Erickson, I believe. Tight race there in another boys 100-meter heat. And again, Kevin's got Sam Gallagher down the track in the infield. Let's go ahead and send it down to Kevin, who's got Sam Gallagher.
Thanks, Rob. I'm down here with Sam Gallagher. Finished second tonight in the 100. Talk to us about that race that you just ran.
It was tough running into the wind. I got a bad start. I had to come out of the hole a little bit, and I just couldn't catch up to get the first place, but we'll fix that up for next time.
Good, yeah, you certainly had a strong finish there. Let's talk about the strong start to the season you had. You had a great weekend this week at the Midwest Prep Invite. You've had just kind of a hot start to the end of your senior year here. Talk us through what's kind of taking you to the next step in your track and field career.
The off season, definitely. I was in the weight room a lot more than I was last year, and I think it's really paid off. I've gained a lot of strength, and working with my coaches at practice has really helped, and it's just been a good year so far.
Sam, what's the goal? So certainly there's the team aspect of track and field, but you individually got an opportunity, big-time opportunity, as the calendar is going to roll to May here soon. What's your individual goal for the end of the season?
I want to make it to the state meet.
Good. Any specific event you're looking to do that in?
I'd like to do it the 100-meter, but coming out of the hole, I'm super weak, so probably 200 would be my best bet, 4x1.
Perfect. Sam, final question of the night. Favorite Roncalli lunch?
2 chicken sandwiches. Can't go wrong.
Classic. A classic. 2 chicken sandwiches. Great job tonight, Sam. Best of luck in the remaining events. Rob, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. Sam Gallagher. He's having a tremendous start to his season. As Kevin mentioned, he's going to run track at Trine next year up in northeast Indiana. There's another heat of the JV 100 boys making its way down the track. Our girls' high jump results, finishers up on the screen right now. And again, looks like we've got 2 more heats, and then the girls' mile. We'll see if they run the miles concurrently. I'm not sure that they'll run them together, Dan. Typically in years past, they've run them separately.
Yep.
So I would anticipate
my guess is they run them separately.
that we would see the girls 1,600 meters first, and then the boys following.
Looking out in the middle of the track or in the field right now, looks like there's a lot of boys ready to run the miles. So my guess is they'll probably do them separately here, just for space.
Yes. Yeah, Cathedral looks like they've got at least 6-7 guys that have their spikes on ready to go. Roncalli likewise. Yeah, if you ran them together, you're probably looking at north of 30 kids on the track. Yeah. And that probably is not ideal. So while they're getting ready for another heat of the boys 100 meters on the JV side, let's go ahead and send it back down to Kevin Bonich. He's got – oh, okay. We're getting the camera set up down on the field. So we'll go ahead and stay fixated on this 100 meters first and make sure that when we're ready to go, we'll send it down to Kevin. He's got Kyle Lockard down there with him. And we'll hear what Kyle has to say. Now I think we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and send it down to Kevin he's with Kyle Lockard.
Thanks, Rob. Down here with Kyle Lockard. A little bit of a rough night in long jump tonight, so let's just skip past that. Let's talk about the performance this past Saturday at the Midwest Invite. So talk us through how did it feel when you jumped 22 feet?
Absolutely awesome.
Did you know that it was going to be a 22-footer as soon as you hit the board? When did you know? Did you look back in the sand? What was the thought process there?
I got up, looked at Mr. Litz, Coach Litz, looked back down and was like, that looks pretty far. And then I looked at the guy that was measuring, and I saw the 22 right on the tape, and I was like, super excited.
Super pumped, no doubt about it. What's the goal now? I know coming in the season, we've talked before, 22 was the goal. That's a huge, huge mark for you to hit, so congratulations on that mark. And to do it in a big meet. I mean, that's the big thing. You want to perform on the big-time stage, and you certainly did that on Saturday. What's now the goal, now that you've hit 22 feet? What's the goal now moving forward?
The goal now moving forward is to sustain 22 feet and above, make it to state, and see where I go from there.
Yeah, certainly you're on track to do that. It's exciting to see you out on the track and field. Major focus, long jump versus running. How are you balancing that? Because certainly you want to score for the team, but you obviously have your individual goal. How's that been going so far this season as you balance individual goals versus team goals?
I do my best to make sure I deliver what I can for the team, make sure I get some points for them. Try to overall win as a team, but I obviously also want to overall win as an individual. So if I win as an individual, I'll get points for the team. All goes together.
No doubt about it. Kyle, big time start to the year. We're excited to see what you do as the calendar turns to May. If you perform this, on the big stage this past Saturday, certainly we're excited to see what you perform, May, county, sectionals, regionals, and so on. So we're very excited for you. We'll end with this final, most important question. Your favorite lunch at Roncalli?
Probably Asian bar.
Asian bar. Good job there, Kyle. Congratulations on an outstanding start to your year. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, Kevin. Kyle Lockard, as Kevin alluded, putting up some big-time numbers on the track, and he's got another season to go, both in track and football, and he already owns virtually all of the football receiving records. He's going to, with another healthy season, with his veteran quarterback Aiden Leffler under center, he's going to put those out of reach.
It's going to be a dangerous duo for sure.
Those are going to be in Cal Ripken territory.
Yeah.
So before we have the 1,600 meters, we're going to have the unified 4x100 relay right now, and then we'll take a break after that and have the 1,600 meters. But we got the 4x100 unified relay about to get going, and they're getting set on the track for that. So we've got 4 athletes per lane. They'll each run 100 meters. Got a group in lane 2, group in lane 3, or in turn 3 rather. Turn 2, turn 3, and turn 4. Just one lap around collectively. This is a busy week here on the network. Weather permitting, we'll have softball tomorrow night, 5:30 our start time, as the girls softball team, ranked number 1 in the state, 10-0. Taking on Southport. You can watch that game on RoncalliMediaNetwork.com tomorrow at 5:30. Again, weather permitting, here from Roncalli. And then Wednesday, weather permitting, as there's snow in the forecast for Tuesday night. Baseball team hosting Bishop Chatard. Watch that game on RoncalliMediaNetwork.com. That also a 5:30 start. And then girls lacrosse, our first ever girls lacrosse broadcast on RoncalliMediaNetwork.com. That's Thursday night as the girls host Garin Catholic at 7:30.
That'll be cool.
Looking forward to that. Tracy Brown will be with us for that one. No relation.
That Roncalli girls softball squad.
I don't.
Oh,
you need to go see. You need to see Keegan
yeah.
Rothrock.
I need to see her in person.
The sophomore pitcher, rated the top sophomore softball player in the country. She is something else.
Yeah. The boys baseball team starting out pretty well too.
Baseball team off to a strong start, 7-3. They've got a 2-game lead on the field in the conference.
That's pretty good.
They put 2 more wins on the board this week against Chatard. They can put themselves in very good position, as the conference is a 10-game setup, and they're 4-0 right now with a 2-game lead on the field. Pretty daunting schedule for the baseball team with 4 games last week. They went 3-1. The lone loss was to state-ranked Carmel. And this week with 2 conference games against Chatard Tuesday, Wednesday, at least scheduled, and see how the weather allows. And then Friday playing at 5th-ranked Center Grove, and then hosting top-ranked Columbus North on Saturday.
Oh, that is a
little bit of a gauntlet there, yeah. But, yeah, baseball team's off to a good start. They're and their sectional is wide open.
Oh.
Wide open. So they've got a real shot to make a little bit of a run.
Yeah.
But, yes, back to softball. Keegan Rothrock is something special.
I only read about her. Now I got to go see her. Now you're telling me
She is something special. And she's got hitters around her to stake her to an early lead. And a lot of times that's all she needs. get a couple runs on the board early, and game isn't over, but it's pretty darn close.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and follow with this unified relay. And the gun is up, and the athletes are off. First group, 2 Roncalli runners and a Parameridian runner moving their way down the track, and here comes the first exchange in turn 2. And the second runners making their way down the backstretch, certainly aided by a tailwind.
Yeah, for sure.
Even somebody like me can feel fast down the backstretch tonight with this tailwind.
Definitely gives you some type of strategy, that's for sure. Got to figure out what to do on the front end here.
Athlete number 3 getting the baton in their respective lanes. And the Roncalli leaders coming around in lane 3. And the batons exchanged. Now this looks like a tight finish here down the home stretch. And the Roncalli team in lane 1 pulling away down lane 1. And there's the winner coming across. And here comes the Parameridian team making its way down the front stretch. And I think we're going to have another round of this. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a break real quick. We're going to go ahead and take a minute break, and then we come back. Kevin Bonich will have an interview with Roncalli girls head coach Royce Anlin as you're watching Roncalli Track on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They have to make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag. On two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary, ER, or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
And we're back, and let's go ahead and send it down to Kevin, who's got Royce Anlin, the Roncalli girl head track coach. Kevin.
Coach A, thanks for being down here with us. Sorry to pull you away from your athletes during the meet. Just talk us through what's the goal for tonight in a dual meet on a Monday after kind of a bigger weekend that we've had and starting the season, and the calendar is going to turn over to May. What's the goal for tonight in a dual meet against Cathedral?
Against this type, like Cathedral's a good school, so we have good competition. So really my goal is this, we're just going to get better at whatever I'm doing. A lot of the girls aren't running their full slate of events. We had a meet on Saturday. We have a meet on Wednesday, so this is the in-between meet. So really, in whatever we do, mostly the field event or whatever sprint event, distance events, we just get better at what we're doing.
Any specific event tonight that you're really curious to see how an athlete performs or just how kids are doing in terms of stepping up or training through the meet?
I was really interested in the pole vault today. My vaulter is kind of stuck at 7.6 right now, and she had a really awesome vault on Saturday where she was really about, if the bar was at 8.6, she would have cleared it. But when she did that, she made a little mistake, and she used the pole, her pole, hit the bar and knocked it off. And I was hoping that we could get past that today, but we're still working through it.
Sure, keep on working. I talked with Coach O'Hara earlier about, not having the season last year due to the coronavirus pandemic. This season, I don't know how many people realize that most of the indoor season was pretty much canceled. How has that kind of affected training this season?
With training, we trained a little bit more, but we didn't have that extra kick of competition that we have at indoor meets. So really the nerves in these first few meets have been really bad, where I was looking back at it and I had one athlete, senior, my senior Sarah, who has more than 1 year of track experience. So every other girl in the freshman and sophomore, they have never run in a meet, let alone a varsity meet.
Certainly, we know that is a big deal in terms of getting them prepared, getting them, warmed up. Do they know where the events are? Do they know the order? That's an excellent point. That that those veterans, you don't really have that when you lose a whole season. Coach A, thank you for taking the time. We appreciate it. Good luck tonight. Great job with our girls track and field program over the years, and especially good luck as the calendar turns to May and we get into competition and championship season. So, congratulations. Thanks a lot, Coach A. Rob Brown, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. And thanks to Coach Anlin. We're back down the track, getting set for the 1,600 meters 4 times around. And they're going to run this concurrently, so both boys and girls running this at the same time. We'll do our best to kind of keep the traffic sorted out for you and get splits for each of the 2 leaders/winners as they make their way down the track. So they'll stagger it on the arc, Dan. They can break right away.
Yep.
The start line right there at the start-finish line for the distance races. If you've not seen it before, it kind of angles out, kind of like a check mark, if you will, kind of arcing out toward lane 6.
Yep.
The gun is up. And the starter pulled the gun back. Wants to get everybody reloaded. Cathedral athletes, the Roncalli athletes on the boys' side are in red. Cathedral has some boys in navy blue and a few in white. Cathedral girls are in navy blue, and the Roncalli girls are in royal blue. As we try and keep the athletes straight here 4 times around the track. We're going to try it again. Gun is up. And they're off. Boys jumping out quickly. 3 Cathedral runners out quickly, and the Roncalli freshman Ezra Littell hooking on to the back of that lead pack. Meanwhile, 2 Roncalli girls out front. At the front of the girls' pack, actually, it's 1 of each, Roncalli and Cathedral. We'll get you some splits as they come through. Certainly, Dan, you don't want to get caught early out in between groups in this headwind. When you make this turn out of turn 4 and you come into the wind, you want to make sure you're tucked in behind somebody at least early.
Yeah, for sure. Let them do the work. You tuck in and use their energy, and it helps you throughout the race, especially when the headwind's coming here. It definitely gets difficult when you're out there on your own.
So in this boys' race, 3 Cathedral runners out early. That's the freshman Ezra Littell for Roncalli in 4th. And then the chase pack right behind. And the leaders on the boys' side, they'll come through in about 69-70. Pretty good first split. Cathedral runner in front here on the girls' side. Just 5 competitors in this race. And the girls' leader is going to split here in 85 seconds. Down the back stretch, the same order holds in the boys' race. 3 Cathedral leaders in blue. Roncalli's Ezra Littell in 4th, and then another Cathedral runner in 5th in the white top. As they're starting to spread out a little bit down the back stretch, the field's starting to thin out.
Key lap of the mile is lap 3. Got to hold on lap 3, because lap 4 usually goes by pretty quick.
Yeah, Dan, you especially find with younger runners, that's when their minds drift a little bit, and you see that as the slowest split. Ezra Littell trying to maintain contact with this chase group, and the lead runner starting to separate, but Littell hanging on to 4th.
Yeah, it looks like he's starting to work his way back
split
here.
About 2:23. And Littell's hanging in. David Love, the next Roncalli runner, coming through in 6th. In the girls' race, the Cathedral leader starting to open up a little bit of a gap. Well, Littell has never broken 5 minutes in the mile on the Roncalli side.
Could happen at night if he hangs on.
He's looking pretty good.
Yep.
Meanwhile, here comes the girls' leader for Cathedral coming down as the camera focused on the boys' race down the backstretch. Meanwhile, the girls' leader coming through the 800 in 3:03 for Cathedral. There's the chase group, 3 and 4. Meanwhile, the mile leader, the 1,600-meter leader coming down the front stretch. See if we can't get a camera on him as he's opened up a little bit of a lead. About halfway down the front stretch. There's a camera currently on our number 2 man in this race. This is the leader making his way up the track. And he hits the split at 3:39. Littell has moved his way into third, trying to hang on and trying to find his way to second.
It's a very strong race by him here. It looks like he could get, he's going to go into second here.
The leader making his way on the boys' side. Down out of turn 2. The camera's on him as he's opened up more than a little bit of a gap. Littell has moved into second place on the boys' side. Meanwhile, our girls' leader is moving through turn 4. .4:15 with 200 meters to go for our boys' leader.
He's going to have to go if he wants to break 5.
I think our leader's going to get under there.
Yep.
And the girls' leader making her way up the front stretch. She's about to get the gun lap here. Here comes our boys' leader up the track with 100 to go. We'll see if Littell's got it in him to break 5 minutes. He's certainly locked up second place.
He'll be close.
Our boys' leader, he's across in 4:53 unofficially.
Doesn't look like he's going to do it.
Littell's not going to get to 5 minutes, but he's going to finish a strong PR of 5:03
yeah, that's
unofficially.
a good race by him.
Nice race by him. Rest of the boys' field continues to stream in. As the girls' field has girls' leaders on the backstretch now. Girls' leader making her way down the backstretch. See if we can't get a camera on her down in turn 3. As she's runner from Cathedral, making her way into the short chute down at the east end. She's got a good, about a 60-meter lead, 70-meter lead on second place from Roncalli. And looking at a winning time here on the girls' side of somewhere in the 6:15-ish range.
Yep.
6 minutes right now. And there's your winner from Cathedral in the girls' 1,600 meters. And she's across unofficially in 6:13. 6:13. 6:13, our unofficial time on the girls' side to win that 1,600 meters. And it looks like we can get the camera over to Kevin. It looks like Kevin Bonich down on the field has our boys 1,600 meter winner down the track. As soon as we can get a camera over to Kevin, we'll go ahead and get that situated. Looks like we're about ready to go as Kevin's got our boys 1,600 meter winner from Cathedral down the track. Kevin.
Rob, I got Toby Bradshaw here with me, the winner of the 1,600 mile. Congratulations, Toby, on an outstanding race. Talk us through what your race strategy was tonight.
I just kind of sat back for the first 400 and then kicked it in. Then I really sprinted in the last 200.
How were the elements tonight? Certainly, I mean, it's a beautiful night in terms of temperature. However, with regards to the wind, how was that kind of being out front and being on your own? Was that a challenge in the race tonight?
Yeah, it was definitely really windy. That's why I sat back for the first 400. Yeah, it would have been nicer to have somebody to run with, but yeah.
Any other events that you're running tonight?
Yeah, I'm also running the 3,200.
3,200. How are you feeling about coming back on that 2 mile here?
Well, hopefully it'll be less windy then, but yeah, I feel pretty good right now. So.
I don't think I could run 3 miles if I wanted to right now. Rob Brown, you might be able to. I know your co-host Daniel up there, he certainly probably ran 3 miles before he got here. Congratulations on an outstanding win tonight. Best of luck in the 3,200. Rob Brown, back to you in the booth.
Thank you, Kevin. Certainly my partner, Dan Burglar, is more equipped to go out and drop a sub-16-minute 5K right now than I am. But
I'd love to do that. That'd be awesome.
Toby Bradshaw, a member of that cross-country team at Cathedral as well. Well, you talk about running a gauntlet, Dan. That north side state tournament on the cross-country boys side, you got to go through that Brebeuf sectional, and then you get tossed into the Noblesville regional with the Hamilton County schools, and you can have a great season, get 8th in the regional, and your season is over.
Yeah, it's definitely a gauntlet. Yeah, I could not imagine running through that on the north side.
So we've got the girls 4x100 meter relay, followed by the boys. What do you look for here, Dan?
It's a good question. It looks like a lot of Roncalli athletes down there, so probably just a lot of training times, just working on speed and form and things. But a lot of good teams down here. So we'll see what happens on this one. It doesn't look like Cathedral's got a group in this one.
It does not. We've got 4 teams on the track, and they appear to all be Roncalli teams. So official times in the boys 4x800 relay. 9:01.78 the Cathedral official time. 9:26.53 for Roncalli finishing second. Good to get those official times.
Yep.
And again, as Dan mentioned, 4 athletes on the track, or 4 teams, I should say, on the track, and all 4 of them Roncalli teams. You see this in a dual meet like tonight, Dan, on a Monday night where coaches are trying. We heard Coach O'Hara from Cathedral talk about tonight's a night where you try different things.
Yeah, for sure.
You try different combinations, athletes in different events, and this is one of the many things that makes track unique. Not like you'd never see, like Tim Gray, for example, say in a midweek game, and the girls' basketball team say, "Okay, tonight we're going to play Sydney Horton at center, and just to see how it goes."
Yeah.
When she's the point guard.
Yeah, for sure. You get kind of a pulse of what your team is in these dual meets, and where the specialties are later in the season, and then you start really towards May, kind of figuring out, we need these guys to run these certain events. But you can kind of play around with things in dual meets for sure.
Gun is up for this girls 4x100 meter relay. Again, all 4 teams on the track are from Roncalli. Gun is up. And again, running down this backstretch is where you want to be tonight with the wind at your back. Pretty good exchange. And in the middle of the track, that's the freshman Sarah Ramsey.
She's fast.
Making her way down the middle of the track. So it looks like Roncalli's number 1 relay team is the team in lane 3 in the middle of the track. And they're out to a sizable lead. And not a great exchange.
No, that was a little late.
That's Sarah Strotbeck, I believe the senior, making her way down the track, and unofficial 52.6, the unofficial winning time in the 4x8. Or the 4x1, excuse me. Now we're set on the boys' side of things. And see Kyle Lockard down the track.
Yep. Gallagher, too.
See Gallagher down the track. See Colin Newitt down the track, his first year running track. One of the Newitt twins, who's also one of the key players on the boys soccer program.
The girls 100-meter hurdles. In third place from Roncalli, Scheffelbein. In second place from Roncalli, Lindsay. And your winner from Cathedral, Sanders.
So just to reading the girls' 100-meter hurdle results, Roncalli goes 2-3. Emma Scheffelbein and Claire Lindsay finishing third and second, respectively. And then, as we saw, very impressive, Reese Sanders in the 100-meter hurdles, the top-ranked hurdler in the state. She was everything advertised, Dan.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Usually on dual meet nights, you don't get to see some people like that, but yeah, she was definitely advertised as is, and exciting to see what she does the rest of the year too.
Please report back to the start line.
So Kevin's got the 4x100 relay team ready, but we're going to do that after this boys race. So we'll let Kevin hang tight with the 4 girls that were the winners on the girls' side. Actually, let's go ahead and send it down there real quick. Let's go ahead and send it down. We'll send it down to Kevin and have him talk to the winners of the girls 4x100 meters. Kevin.
4x100 meter relay winners tonight. Roncalli came in all places this evening. I'm here with Carly Young. Carly was the anchor leg of that 4x1. Talk us through the race strategy tonight.
We pretty much just practiced our handoffs most of the time. And I think we worked really well as a team, and we all just do well together. We're a good group.
Handoffs, how have they, are we improving on the handoffs? How were they this evening?
They were improving. This is only our second race with the 4 of us, but they got a lot better today.
Good, good, good. Let's shift gears and let's talk about your favorite niece or nephew, Carly. Who might be your favorite niece or nephew?
I will not pick a favorite niece or nephew.
That's really disappointing to the Young family and the Lauk family out there. But congratulations, girls, on outstanding 4x1 and a victory tonight. Well done. Rob Brown, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. Certainly a loaded question he tossed Carly's way.
Yeah.
See the boys 4x1 teams getting set. We just got the official time, Dan, on the girls' 100-meter hurdles. And Reese Sanders for Cathedral tonight ran a 14.87, so that tops her previous state best time.
Oh, goodness.
So she ran a 14.87 tonight into a headwind.
I can't imagine what she can do without a headwind.
My, oh, my.
Oh, she is someone to watch, folks.
And she's only a junior, Reese Sanders. So we saw a potential state's best time in the girls' 100-meter hurdles from the very impressive junior Reese Sanders. Getting the boys all set to go, getting them to their respective exchange zones for this 4x100-meter relay. Yeah, very interested to see. It looks like we saw down on the track, Dan, a lot of the key sprinters for Roncalli, but it looks like just in terms of how they were lined up for the pre-race instructions, it looks like that they've kind of scrambled the lineup around a little bit. So it's not like the ones are all running with the ones. So we'll see some different combinations than we would normally see maybe in a big invite.
Yeah, again, another coach strategy probably. You want to mix things up, this is a good time to do it in a dual meet.
Yeah, well, I'm not versed in the minds of a sprinter. Certainly, some guys are better running the curve.
Yep.
Some guys are better running the straightaway, and some guys get better starts.
Yeah.
So you want to identify who's your main guy. Who's your best guy out of the blocks? Who's your best guy to run that straightaway on the backstretch?
Yep.
Who's the best guy that can run the third leg, which is pretty much an entire turn? And then who's your closer? Gun is up. And And Gunn was not ready. So we've got two teams. This is the boys 4x100 meter relay. Two teams for each school. Roncalli in red, Cathedral in the white tops in this particular race. Starter had a little trouble with the pistol. There's a fair amount of noise going on just behind the fence there in the west parking lot. Looks like there's a rousing kickball game going on over there beyond the fence.
The results from the girls' 100-meter dash. Third place from Roncalli, Oregon.
Kickball, classic sport, CYO.
Ramsey. And your winner from Cathedral, Parchman.
Jake Langdon in that boys 110-meter hurdles, official time 17:13. Now we're set to go again. Gun is up for this 4x100-meter boys relay.
I believe Jake's in this too.
Yeah, I think he's on the backstretch, I believe.
He's
He's up there in lane 2. I see him, yep. I see him. He's in the... He's running in the third lane. Roncalli in the even lanes, Cathedral in the odd lanes as we get going in this boys 4x100-meter relay. Good exchanges down the backstretch. Roncalli out quickly. Now we head to the third turn. Good exchange. The Cathedral gets a late exchange in the middle of the track, but the stagger is made up quickly. And now we head to the home stretch. Lockard passes the baton. There's Gallagher. He's exploding down the track in lane 4. Switches hands of the baton.
Wow. He's gone.
And he is gone. Sam Gallagher, 43.4, unofficial time on that 4x100 relay. The Roncalli team that finished third was DQ'd as they made that exchange about 40 yards out of the exchange zone. That's not allowed.
Yeah, nope, that's definitely not allowed. I tell you, I think Kyle Lockard set that one up for Michael Gallagher. He was on a roll out of turn 3 into 4. We'll see here. Looks like we're setting up for the girls.
Girls 400.
400, yep.
Girls 400. We may have a couple heats of this, perhaps.
Probably.
Boys 400 to follow. And looks like Kevin Bonich is down there trying to get folks lined up. And while our starter goes through and gets everybody round up, let's go ahead and send it down to Kevin. He's got Xander Hooten down there on the track. Let's go ahead and send it down to Kevin. Kevin?
Rob, I got Xander Hooten down here as the second leg of the winning team of the 4x100 meter relay team from Roncalli. Xander, how were the handoffs this evening?
Calling to mine wasn't very good, but mine to Kyle was pretty good.
Certainly the 4x1 team, you guys have some of the highest expectations, almost all four of you guys as individuals, but also as a team. How are you guys handling the pressure of this year, knowing that Coach Litz is putting a lot on you guys, both as individuals and as a 4x100 meter relay?
You know, I think we're doing pretty well. Like, we would practice handoffs and like our timing with that, like pretty much every practice. Like even like the day before meets, all practice handoffs all the time. So I feel like we're ready for it. We just got to work on like handoffs and like exchanges.
Xander, you're good at a lot of different events, long jump being one of those many events that you're good at. Talk us through what the goal is for long jump this year.
You already know my goal, Mr. Bonich. It's just to take you off the top 10 list.
That's very hurtful, Xander, to end this interview with talking about how you're going to knock me out of the top 10, but that is what it is. Congratulations on an outstanding win in the 4x100 meter relay, and it's a great start to your season. Back to you, Rob Brown.
Xander Hooten laying the gauntlet down a little bit to Kevin Bonich.
Kevin, it happens, man.
We like that. We like that. Girls 400 meters. Got official times in the girls 100. Alexis Parchman ran 12:56. That's her season best. And she came in as a top 5 in the state. Gun is up in this 400. It's like just 3 athletes on the track, 2 from Cathedral and 1 from Roncalli. Or two each,
Yep,
two
there's
each, beg
two
your
each.
pardon. Lane 1 is empty. We should mention that Reese Sanders, who has the best time in the state right now in the 400 at 57.16, she is not running this tonight. She's going to run the 800. Good strong start for the Cathedral runner in the middle of the track as well on the outside. Cathedral in white in lanes 3 and 5. Roncalli in lanes 2 and 4. Coming out of the turn here. I think that might be Milani Kimball in lane 5. Down the middle of the track. And looking at an unofficial winning time for Cathedral of 62.4, unofficial. Cathedral goes 1-2, Roncalli third.
Looks like some distance girls in these races.
Yep, going to another heat.
In third place from Roncalli, Brandenburg. In second place from Roncalli, Gallagher. And your winner from Cathedral, Page.
And our official times, our official results in the boys 100. Michael Page, who Kevin Bonich interviewed, the winner. We'll get an official time here momentarily. Sam Gallagher finishing second, and third place for Roncalli was Ben Brandenburg, the freshman. He's got some promise.
Yeah. Again, a good mix on both sides. A lot of veteran status. Some young bucks there too. I think you can see that over the years coming up. There's going to be some good times posted, some good athletes coming in.
Well, and you heard Royce Anlin talking, the Roncalli girls head coach, that this is, with no season last year. Of course, all spring sports in Indiana were wiped out because of COVID. Even though when you have a kid who's a junior or a senior on your roster, that kid may have only run 1 season or maybe 2 of high school track.
Yep.
So it doesn't mean just because you have upperclassmen on your roster doesn't mean they're veterans.
Right, true.
So when you have a rare case like a Kyle Lockhart or somebody that's skilled from the get-go and was a contributor as a younger athlete, Michael Page, official time winning that boys 100, 11.6. That's just off his season best of 11.56 that he ran in the dual or the three-way last week, but a strong effort nonetheless. Anything tonight, Dan, that's near a season best when you're running that sprint down the front stretch into the headwind.
Oh yeah,
that's a good effort.
Yep. Again, early on, April, still getting not even to May yet. We're close, but with the headwind, you're right. It's anything close to season best, you'll take it. Move forward from there.
Girls 400 meters, heat 2. About to unfold. 3 athletes on the track. 2 from Roncalli in royal blue, 1 in white from Cathedral. Roncalli in lanes 2 and 4. Gun is up, down the track they go. While we have a moment, we'll remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to us by Marian University, where you will meet students who are tomorrow's leaders in their chosen professions. You'll also find a welcoming campus that is small enough to provide you with individual attention from nationally and internationally recognized faculty and big enough to get you the experience and connections you need for career success. Go Knights. And I'm going to stay with the end of this heat. And then after we run through this heat, we'll go ahead and send it over to Kevin. He's got Keegan Miller, one of the senior throwers on the boys' side, who's honored on senior night tonight. That's Valeria Lara for Roncalli, one of the distance runners.
Tight race here.
Trying to make up the gap here. And it looks like it's going to be tight.
Yeah. Looks like she's going to
Looks
get
like
it.
Laura's going to get it there in lane 4 for Roncalli. So let's go ahead and while they get loaded up for this boys 400 relay, we'll get the camera over to Kevin and send it down to him as he's got Roncalli senior thrower Keegan Miller down there on the field with him. Kevin.
Thanks, Rob. On a senior night, we got a senior stepping up with some big-time PRs. Keegan, talk us through what you throw tonight, both in the shot and the disc.
So for the disc tonight, I threw 98.6, I think. And that's not a PR, but it's close by 3 feet. So I'm getting up there and I tried to do something new to this today. So just with my last throw, I was just like, to try a different thing. And it worked out pretty well. So that was pretty good. Then I PR'd twice in the shot today with 35.2, then 36.4, I think, somewhere around there. But yeah, just like, I usually go into meets like all nervous and stuff, but this time I really just took my time and relaxed and just try to imagine it like a practice, just try to have fun, because that's what it's really about.
Good. Keegan, that's outstanding. Nothing like having a PR on senior night. How's it feel to be a senior at Roncalli here, knowing that the calendar is going to click over here to May and we're going to be on our final home stretch? How's it feel being a senior at Roncalli, knowing that the sun is about to set on your Roncalli career, both as a track athlete and as a Roncalli student?
It's pretty good, because I feel like I've done a lot to help the team and just lead us into the next era of Roncalli track, and I feel like we're in good hands, and that I know that even though when we're done here, us seniors, that the track team will still be in tip-top shape and ready for years to come.
Awesome. Keegan, thank you so much. Congratulations on the PR. Best of luck in the last month of school here as a Roncalli Royal. Rob Brown, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin, and thank you, Keegan. We got to know Keegan a little bit during basketball season. He was a manager for the boys basketball team, and a joy to be around. Down the track, the boys are getting ready for the 400 meters. And we've got, looks like a full track of 6.
Yep.
Roncalli in red in the even lanes, Cathedral in the odd lanes. Cathedral runners in white in lanes 1 and 3, and blue in lane 5. So I see Matthew Crotty and Greg Kirkman out there for Roncalli in lanes 4 and 2 respectively. A couple of seniors. Kirkman, the only runner of the 6 on the track using blocks. Interesting.
Never used blocks in my life.
No.
Pretty scary for me.
No, I'm not fast enough to justify.
Yeah, I would say the same.
Being the blocks. Got girls' discus results for you that we'll share after this race. Good start down the backstretch. Crotty is out quickly.
Yep.
In lane 4. And the Cathedral athlete in lane 1 is pulled up. Looks like
hamstring.
Like a hamstring, perhaps. They head into turn 3. We'll see where they stand coming out of the stagger. Crotty still appears to be in front, but it doesn't really sort out until they come out of the stagger where you know where everybody is.
I think that's Michael Page.
That is Michael Page. And he is pulled away for Cathedral down the middle of the track. Matthew Crotty in second, Greg Kirkman in third. And Page with a very strong effort. Unofficially 52.4. That would be far and away a season best. He ran a 54.9 against Chittard. But a strong effort by Michael Page as Roncalli goes 2-3. Our girls' discus results. Sophia Garitas, Roncalli sweeping that as they did the shot as well. Sophia Garitas third. Sarah Lazan in second place, and the sophomore Ansley Bishop wins the discus after finishing third in the shot. And the 3 athletes, Dan, who swept the shot also swept the disc, albeit in a different order. And Bishop winning the disc tonight with a throw of 87.4. So Roncalli sweeping all 3 spots in both the shot and the disc.
Those are big points
on
in the field event side.
Yeah. Big points in the field event, and they got and Roncalli's girls getting 2 of the 3 1-2 in the high jump. So the field events for the Roncalli girls looking very good.
Yeah, definitely helping out.
Boys discus results, and Cathedral getting second and third. Cathedral boys, Jaron Conway, the junior, getting third place. Second place, Owen Wood, also a junior. And for Roncalli winning, the junior Sam Runhold, who continues to have a solid junior season.
Yep.
He's the winner tonight with a winning throw of 133.3 as the second heat of the 400. This is the JV heat underway. And just looking to see, that is indeed second best effort of the season for Sam Runholt, 133.3.
Good for him. Another good second best. Got time to improve on it still. And
Archdiocesan champion. And he won the disc at the Lawrence Central Invite on Saturday. So he's won 2 invite titles.
Some good early
on
results for him.
Track is full of Roncalli athletes, 6 of them to be exact, in this second heat of the JV 400. And it's Judson Lowry down the home stretch. He's going to win this heat. Number 2. And we've got some 300 hurdles, I believe, next. And while they put the hurdles out on the track, now would be a good time to go ahead and take a break. So let's go ahead and step out for 60 seconds, and we'll come right back with the boys and girls 300 hurdles coming up in a minute on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They have to make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag. On 2, on 2. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary ER or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
We're so thrilled to have.
And we're back at Roncalli Stadium. Rob Brown, Dan Burglar with you. Appreciate you spending part of your Monday night with us. Kevin Bonich is our trackside reporter. And while they set the hurdles up on the track, Kevin looks like he's ready to go with an athlete down the track. Let's go ahead and send it down to Kevin. What do you got, Kevin?
Rob, I'm here with Sydney Sanders, the winner of the 400-meter dash tonight for the Cathedral Irish. Sydney, talk us through what your race strategy was tonight.
I tried to sprint the whole thing and make sure my legs don't give out at the end, and just did my best to get to the finish line.
The 400 meters is one of the toughest races. I believe it's the toughest race. People that run the 300-meter hurdles, they might think differently. Talk us through tonight how you kind of toughed through this final stretch, last 100 meters into the win.
Well, I have an injury, but I just made sure I looked at the finish line, and I'm there, and it's all good.
Let's talk about academics at Cathedral. What's your favorite class being a student at Cathedral?
I'd say AP or math.
I don't know about math. That's certainly not my forte, but that's all right. Congratulations on an outstanding win tonight. Good luck in the rest of your events. Rob Brown, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. Sydney Sanders winning the girls 400 meters tonight. She is just a sophomore. A lot of promise for the Cathedral team. No relation to Reese. Well, she might be. I think she is related to Reese Sanders.
Okay.
We should have asked that.
Yep.
I think they're sisters, now that we mention it. Hurdles set up for this 300 hurdles. First the girls, and then they'll crank the hurdles up a little bit for the boys. And then we'll be set to go. After this, we'll have the after the hurdle events, we'll have these are final hurdle events of the night. And we'll have the 800 meters, which they will run in different sections. They'll run the girls and boys separately.
Always thought the 300-meter hurdles was an interesting race. Not sure I could do 300 hurdles around the track at 300.
No, not a chance. So the 300 hurdles set to go. Girls will go first. And it looks like we have 3 athletes on the track. Gun is up. And we've got a Cathedral athlete in the middle of the track with the Roncalli runner on either side, and the Cathedral athlete is out quickly. She looks very smooth going over the hurdles, heading into turn 3. And she is moving with ease into turn 4. And 3 sets of hurdles to go. Right down the middle of the track, that's Nicole Mayo, the freshman for Cathedral.
Looks pretty good. It's freshman.
And she's going to run somewhere in the low 50s, clears the last hurdle, and unofficial 52-1. Unofficially, Roncalli goes 2-3 here in this hurdle section, the only girls section. And while they get the hurdles adjusted for the boys' height, let's go ahead and send it down to Kevin as he's got the junior high jumper from Roncalli, Eli Crouch, standing by. Kevin.
Rob, thanks so much. Eli Crouch, winner of tonight's high jump. We're gonna not to take anything down or away from tonight's performances or what was going on in the dual meet. I really want to talk about Saturday and the start to your season. So PR this year, big time PR of 6.6. What do you think has changed? You know, last year the season, granted, was canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic, but certainly come back and, I mean, talk about a start to the season. What do you think has allowed you to kind of take the next step in your high jumping career?
I really think it was just the weight room. The weight room, it got my vertical up. I've been doing drills at home, and Coach Lauk, he's probably the greatest coach I've ever had. He knows what he's talking about, and he's helped me out a lot.
What about the mental aspect of it? I mean, certainly that's a huge part of high jump as that bar gets raised, especially as you move into the state tournament, the opening height moves higher and higher. Talk us through what's the mental preparation like? Is that as you continue to excel at a higher level, you go against competition, against guys who are going against, I know, a 7'3" guy this past week. Talk us through what's your mental preparation.
Well, I just have to envision myself going over the bar. That's the first thing I always do. But I will say, as the bar gets higher and higher, when you run up and start looking up at it, it does get scary. And that's, if I think about it too much, I'll miss it. But if I just have the confidence, I'll hit it.
Good deal. Eli, great start to the season. We're excited to see what you do here in championship season in May. Rob Brown, back to you for the 300 hurdles.
Thank you, Kevin. And we're going to pick up the start of the boys' 300 hurdles as the gun is up. And we've got 4 Roncalli athletes in red on the track, 2 Cathedral athletes, 1 in blue, 1 in white. And that's Xander Hooten running down the middle of the track. We talked to him earlier tonight as he finished second in the long jump. Ran the second leg of the 4x100 relay team for Roncalli that won, and Xander's looking very good.
Yep.
He's got about a 15-meter lead as he heads into turn 4. Now making his way up the front stretch, stretching out his lead. Stride starting to chop a little bit, but Cathedral in second and third right now. One more hurdle for Hooten, and he's across unofficially in 42.3. 42.3 unofficially. It's a strong time, and Cathedral goes 2.3. And while they get the hurdles off the track, it looks like Kevin is down on the track with the winner of the girls' 300 hurdles, who I believe is the freshman Nicole Mayo. Kevin.
Nicole Mayo, our winner of the 300-meter hurdles tonight. How was the race tonight? Talk us through race strategy.
It was good. The wind at the curve, that was a little bit tough, but
other than that, got to work on endurance.
Nicole, so you're a freshman, so this is a new event for you. Even if you ran track and field for Holy Spirit, this is a new event for you. Talk us through the training. I mean, the 300-meter hurdles is one of the toughest events in track and field at the high school level. What has training been like for you as you've transitioned from grade school into high school?
Well, I didn't do track and field in middle school, so it's my first year. So it's been like tough, but it's gotten better over time.
What race do you prefer, the 100 or the 300?
Definitely the 100.
Because it gets over a lot faster?
Yes.
Not bad. 300-meter hurdle, one of the toughest races, no doubt about it. Let's talk about your favorite class at Cathedral.
Probably Spanish because we talk a lot in that class, and my cousin's in it.
There you go. Congratulations on the win tonight. Best of luck in the remaining of your events. Rob Brown, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. Nicole Mayo, very promising young hurdler, freshman for Cathedral's girls team. We're set for the girls 800 meters. Full track of runners out there. Looks like we'll do a quick count there, Dan. Looks like 10 runners, 3 from Cathedral in white, and 7 from Roncalli. It's like a full field, full track for this girls 800 meters. Our starter getting everybody situated. We were handed the girls' pole vault results. We didn't get those to you. Lily Vaught cleared 7.6 for Roncalli. She was the only athlete to clear a height. So she's the only athlete that gets scored. Girls' long jump results. And we'll get to those here momentarily. Want to get you the start of this girls 800 meters, a box start. So you see on your screen, first 2 lanes are one group, then the middle 2 lanes, and the outside 2 lanes. And again, they'll stay in those boxes until they come around to turn 2 and break at the cones down to the curb. California break, Dan, as they used to call it back in the day.
Just got to watch yourself
back in the Stone Ages.
On that cut in, and you can easily get cut off.
Yes. Much like making a lane change on 465 at rush hour. You have to look over your shoulder.
Yep.
You know all about that, making the look, and Cathedral is out quickly. That's Reese Sanders.
Oh, she is out.
The junior with the best 400-meter time in the state.
I mean, if you have that, you got
we heard at the start of the meet that she was going to step up and run the 800, and she is out quickly.
Showing that she can do just more than just the 400 here.
She's down the front stretch, has a huge lead. Cathedral going 1-2-3 right now. And Lauren Turk is in 4th for Roncalli.
Starting to come back on that pack, it looks like.
So Sanders splits a 64. 64 first lap for Sanders. And she is motoring down the backstretch.
Lauren Turk starting to reel in the 2-3 of Cathedral here.
Yes, Lauren Turk trying to make up on 3, but Reese Sanders way out
ahead,
in front.
Yep.
Way out in front, heading into turn 3. Reese Sanders, the junior, came in with having hit the state standard in 3 different events. So she's going to be a big-time force in the state track finals at Ben Davis the Memorial Day weekend.
Yep.
Here comes Sanders down the home stretch, and she's looking at about a 2:15 right now. Oh, my.
It's pretty good.
Sanders striding out, extending her stride. Sanders surging for the line, and she's going to hit it unofficially in about 2:17. Lauren Turk trying to come back and get 3rd here for Roncalli, but looks like the Cathedral athlete's going to hold her off. Turk digging in, trying to make it and make a late surge. It's going to be very close, but Turk is going to be – Turk got her. Turk got her for third, so Cathedral goes 1-2 on a great performance by Reese Sanders at the front. Unofficial winning time of 2:17. My, oh my.
Some good eyes by the starter there.
He was right on it. Boys pole vault results, let's get you those. Boys pole vault results, Roncalli with the sweep. Go 1-2-3. Austin Strakowski finishes third. Sam Scott second. And Brandon Rossman for Roncalli. He is the winner tonight, clearing 8'6". So that's your boys pole vault results. Brandon Rossman, a freshman, or Braden Rossman, excuse me, a freshman in the pole vault results. Now the boys 800. And there literally is a cast of thousands on the track for this boys 800. This is going to be a free-for-all, it looks like.
It's kind of what happens in dual meets sometimes. You throw guys out there in different events they've not used to.
This is the third call for the girls 200-meter dash.
And let's go ahead while they get everybody situated. Let's go ahead and throw it down to Kevin real quick. He's got an interview down the track. Let's go ahead and send it down to Kevin. Kevin.
Yeah, Rob, I'm down here with Alexis Parchman. She's the winner of the 100-meter dash tonight and a long jump. So we got a two-time champion tonight of the Roncalli Cathedral dual meet. Alexis, let's talk about your start in the 100-meter dash. Came out of the blocks hot. Talk us through what you were thinking in the blocks.
I just thought to myself that I need to get a strong start and stay low and stay in my drive phase longer, and then when the time comes, pop up. But make sure I start out strong and get a strong push.
Certainly did that, and that probably helped with the win tonight. Once you got out in the lead, you kept the lead. Let's talk about jump. So big-time career PR of 17.9. What's between the two events of the 100 meters and the long jump, which one of those is your favorite and why?
Well, my 100 is getting better, but I would say long jump because I kind of like sand, and it's fun to jump and then land and get all sandy.
I mean, there's nothing better than the fact that you can run 60 feet and then jump into a big old sand. It'd be nicer if it was on a beach. Yeah. But certainly, what are your goals here as we move into the month of May and we get into championship season? What are your individual goals?
Okay, so I'm really close to my school record, so my goal is to hopefully beat those and then also eventually make it to state, but get my times down and finish stronger and work harder in practice.
Outstanding, outstanding. Let's talk about the most important question we were talking about before we went on air. What is your favorite lunch at Cathedral?
Oh my gosh, I told you don't ask this. Maybe the burgers they serve us every day.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Burgers every day. A two-time champion today in the 100 and long jump. Congratulations and best of luck at the end of the season.
Thank you, Kevin. Alexis Parchman, she's going to be a factor in the state meet. She won the long jump tonight, as Kevin mentioned, 15:11, her winning jump. Roncalli did go 2-3. A couple of freshmen. We talked a lot about freshmen tonight, Dan.
Yeah.
Natalie Lehner and Claire Lindsay going 2-3 in the long jump. Both of those girls also impact players for the future for the girls basketball program. Oh. Lehner got some played extensive JV minutes, and Lindsay, the backup point guard.
Best thing about track, multi-sport athletes.
Yep, absolutely. So you've seen that on full display tonight. So we have so many boys entered in this 800 that we'll get two heats.
Yep, okay.
So two heats of the boys 800 tonight. There'll be two 800s for the boys. This will be the varsity heat right here. And looks like we've got 4 Roncalli runners on the track and 4 Cathedral runners. Gun is up. Roncalli runners are in red. Cathedral, 3 of them in navy blue and 1 in white. And again, they'll stay in their boxes and then break in the second turn down to the curb. That's Noah Sissel out in front for Roncalli. Sam Searing tucked in behind, and then Ezra Littell in fourth here in the early going. But then Cathedral's front man jumping out into the lead. And he takes the lead into turn 3 with Sissel hanging on tight. Sam Searing surging for third right now. 2 laps in this 800. This is the varsity heat for the boys. We'll have another heat following. Good strong surge down the front stretch for our leader. Noah Sissel for Roncalli, the junior, in second place. Sam Searing, also a junior, in third. And the leader split right at 61. Sissel behind in 63, Searing in 65.
Yeah, he's starting to extend now up front in the leader. Getting a little bit of more of a gap there.
Yep, and that's some smart racing. If you've got it in the tank to surge down the backstretch with the lead, with the wind at your back, make the pursuers chase you into the wind.
For
Make
sure.
them do the work. And Sissel trying to hang on for second, Searing in third, and Littell in fourth right now. Those positions look fairly solidified as they're evenly spaced out moving down the backstretch 1 through 4. But the Cathedral leader beginning to stretch it out a little bit more. And he's out and through turn 4. Here's your winner coming up the front stretch, right toward our camera, positioned at the finish, near the finish line. And winning time unofficially, very strong time on this windy night of just right at 2:07.
Oh, it's pretty good on a windy night.
And Sissel coming across in second. He'll come in at about 2:15 and Searing in about 2:18. Littell coming across in about 2:21. So Cathedral goes 1 and Roncalli 2-3 in that 800. As final runner in this varsity heat of 8 coming across. And then they'll load up the second heat. And with that first varsity heat completed, Kevin's got another athlete for us down the track. So let's go ahead and send it down to Kevin.
I'm here with Catherine Holtrep and her win in the 1,600 meters. Catherine, let's talk about your race tonight. What was the race strategy, and did you perform that strategy?
So I wanted to go out like 1:30 at most times. Some of the laps I went a little bit faster and a little bit slower, but I was mainly aiming on making sure that my third lap was good because normally I'm a little bit slower on my third lap. And I think that was perfect the way I did it.
You had a big race this weekend. You went just over 6 minutes, so a nice PR this past weekend, and then you come back a little over 48 hours. How has recovery been after putting out a big PR on Saturday and then coming back and racing again tonight?
It was good. It was pretty hard since I was pretty sore after a hard race, but I think it was good getting out today and getting it working again.
Catherine, you were unable to run as a freshman due to the shutdown last year. How exciting has it been to be back out on the track and field and able to compete, wear the Cathedral Irish jersey, and just be back out and being a kid?
It's been so exciting. I love running, and it's just been so exciting to wear our Irish jersey and just running.
Awesome. It's great to see you guys out here competing. Catherine, congratulations on the win tonight. Best of luck as we move into the final month or so of the track and field season. Rob Brown, back to you.
Thanks, Kevin. Catherine Holtrip, the sophomore, winning the 1,600 earlier tonight. Boys high jump results. We heard the winner, Eli Crouch, talk with Kevin earlier. Eli jumping 6 foot. Cathedral, Jaron Conway, a junior, finished second. He jumped 5'8", and Ben Brandenburg finishing third in 5'6". Second heat of the boys 800 meters. About to get going. And we'll have the 200 meters after that. You know, Dan, it's always great when people stop by the booth. And one of the Southside's true Ironmen, Mike Crowder, stopping by the booth today. Great to see Mike. Gun is up for our second heat of the 800, and while they cycle through this, let's go ahead and send it down to Kevin. He's got another athlete down the track for us. Kevin, down to you.
Rob, I am with one of the state's finest girls track and field athletes, Reese Sanders. Reese, talk to us tonight about your 800. I know that was kind of a step outside of the norm, and you were excited to run the 800. What was the thought process and the reason for running it, and then how you thought you did tonight?
So the reason for running it was because I wanted to break my school record, and it's a 2:13. So it's like my first time running it outdoor in like a long time. I usually do hurdles, so I'm just trying to get it out of the way so that I can focus on that primary event. but I ran a 2:17. My thought process, I was trying to get a 1:04 for the first lap, and then a 1:09, so 64:69. I did the first lap was perfect, and then I somewhere got caught up in that second lap, but I will be doing it again because I'm unsatisfied with that, but pretty proud of my performance. It is a PR. I ran a 2:17 indoor at Nationals, but it's been a while, so I'm pretty happy with that time.
Good. So let's talk about when you're this good at this many different events. What's kind of the strategy as now we move into May? It's going to be, you're going to shift from being a team sport really to an individual sport. What's your individual goal and what's the individual plan for you? Will we just focus on hurdles? Is that kind of the goal going forward?
So individual plan, yes, I'm going to try and win state in the 100-meter hurdles and 300-meter hurdles this year. Try and also break that school record. I ran the 400 a couple times. Broke that school record, so I'm just really trying to go for my school records, and then once when I take care of that, it will kind of takes care of everything else in state. And the reason I'm doing so many events is because I actually want to be a college heptathlete, and so I'm trying to become a multi, and that's kind of like where I'm getting. If you're good at a variety of events, I feel like heptathletes multis is where you want to be. So that's my goal.
No doubt about it. A heptathlete is one of the world's finest athletes. People talk about who's the best sport. I'm going to hold off here, Rob, and come back at the end of this 800.
Well, the 800 runners coming down the track in this JV heat, coming in to finish. A couple other runners working their way down the front stretch. And
Harry looking at the watch.
We'll send it back to Kevin here in a moment. After these 800 runners finish this varsity heat. Photo finish there at the back end.
We are right in the midst of all the yelling and
Yeah,
screaming
you can hear
down
it.
here. So, Reese, let's talk about pressure. Certainly, you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. I'm sure team expectations. How do you handle all those high expectations and that pressure?
Well, I use my team, the good energy. I'm really, really thankful for Cathedral. We all are a really good family, and we all really encourage each other. We hype each other up, and I'm really strong mentally, and I'm really hard on myself. I have really high expectations. This year, last year, being canceled, it was really harsh for me. So just coming out with really high expectations and wanting to exceed them, and my team, they know my expectations, so they know what I want, and we all kind of work together for that.
Reese, we are super excited. I know your Cathedral teammates are excited to see what you do in May. Certainly, your Catholic brothers and sisters down here on the south side of Indianapolis, there's a little bit of a rivalry, but we're very excited to see what you do come May and hopefully June into the state tournament and see what you do. Congratulations on a great night. Good luck in going after all those records. We're excited to see what you do. Best of luck.
Thank you, Kevin. That was Reese Sanders, the junior. We saw her sweatshirt. It said Lady Irish Cross Country. She was a semi-state qualifier in cross country. So she's going to be one of those athletes, Dan. She's only a junior. This is a woman that already has articulated goals of what she wants to do in college. She's the type of athlete, we've seen it on a little bit of a display tonight, but she's the type of athlete that you'd see her running competing in an NCAA event on TV, and we can say that we saw her on a windy Monday night at Roncalli Stadium in April a couple years earlier.
For sure.
Very impressive. Very impressive. So we're shifting our gears back to the track. Our focus to the 200 meters. Start with the girls. And it looks like we've got just one girls' heat, but we'll have plenty of boys' heats. As that looks like the queue at Thanksgiving at Best Buy down there in turn 3. Gun is up. And we've got 4 Roncalli runners, 2 from Cathedral. The Cathedral runners in 1 in white, 1 in navy blue. 4 Roncalli runners in royal blue. Making their way out of turn 4 and up the track. That's Josie Origer in lane 1 for Roncalli.
It's going to be a tight one.
It's going to be tight. That's going to come right down to the line.
Oh.
And very close.
I don't know.
Very close. I don't know either. That's going to be, I'd say, photo finish, but we're not going with the FAT tonight.
No,
so
no.
That's going to be an eyeball test.
Body language kind of looked like Cathedral, but
So they'll sort that out,
Yep.
and I'm guessing Kevin will have the winner for us once they sort it out. Now we'll go to the boys' side of things. This first heat is the varsity heat. Following these 200 heats on the boys' side, we'll have the 3,200 meters 8 times around the track. They'll run that as a combined race, boys and girls, I would presume. There might be a riot in the bleachers if they try and run these separately. People want to get home at a decent hour.
Oh, yeah. No bias, but probably my favorite event, 3,200 meter.
What's that?
I mean, that's my favorite event, just because I've done it so many times.
No question. No question.
Back to Sanders, though, that's kind of a Cole Hawker mentality in a way.
I'm just impressed that she's a junior and she's already mapped out what she's going to do this year, what she's going to do next year, and what she's positioning herself to do in college. She's already mapped it out.
Exciting to see what she does and where she goes from here.
Now, for those uninitiated, in terms of track lingo, the heptathlon is the women equivalent to the decathlon.
Yep.
Hep coming from the Greek 7. I don't know if that's Greek. I just made that up. But it does mean 7. 7 events. We saw the 1,600 meters earlier. Toby Bradshaw, the senior, winning in a time of 4:54. Roncalli, Ezra Littell getting second, and Coman third. Runners are in the blocks for the boys 200 meters. Gun is up. Track is full. 3 Roncalli runners in red, 3 Cathedral runners in royal and navy blue. Kyle Lockard in the middle of the track along with Sam Gallagher, both for Roncalli, both exploding their way out of turn 4.
They are both
and they are
really fast.
1-2 making their way down the middle of the track. Lockard with about a 2-step lead on Gallagher. Lockard will take it. Roncalli goes 1-2. Lockard unofficial 23-6. Roncalli goes 1-2 in that boys 200. Cathedral getting third. And Kevin's got the girls 200-meter winner down on the track with him. Let's send it down to Kevin. Kevin.
Alani Cannon, our champion tonight in the 200-meter dash. Congratulations on the win tonight. How'd you feel about your race?
I feel like I did good. I just had a little bit of a bad start, but I think I did really good.
So far this season, being a freshman at Cathedral, talk us through what the transition has been like to join the Cathedral track and field varsity track team.
I feel like it's a lot more serious because I haven't really done much track, but I think it's a lot more competitive.
What's it been like going to Cathedral? So you're excited, you're in high school now. What's it been like to be a student at Cathedral?
It's actually really fun. I thought it'd be a lot harder, classes be a lot harder, but it's pretty fun. I know a lot of people, so it's really easy.
Favorite class your freshman year at Cathedral?
I'd have to say biology.
Oh, biology. I don't know about you guys up in the booth. That is well low on my list of favorite classes to have. What's your goal now for 4 years? You've had a great start to your freshman year on the track team at Cathedral. What's your hope that in the course of these 4 years, what do you hope to accomplish at Cathedral?
Definitely to get a better time in my races and to run a lot more.
Outstanding. Congratulations on your win tonight. Best of luck at the end of the season. Rob Brown, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. That's our girls 200-meter runner. Again, the boys and girls 3,200 meters after these boys JV 200 heats. We'll sort through those.
I'd have to agree with Kevin. Biology, probably not my favorite subject.
No, I'm in way over my head in that regard. Way over my head. Let's we'll go ahead and get this first heat of the 200. Catch them coming up the track, and then after this heat is completed, we'll send it back down to Kevin. He's got our boys 200-meter winner, Kyle Lockard.
Looks like Matthew Crotty.
Matthew Crotty down the middle of the track, leading this 200. Looking very strong,
Yep.
Matthew Crotty in lane 4. Takes it across. And JV heat of the 200 completed. Let's send it down to Kevin. He's got Kyle Lockard with him for the second time tonight, I believe. Kevin?
It's actually a first time tonight, and it is a look-alike night here for the Roncalli Track and Field night. It's not.
Oh, that's Brandenburg.
That is Mr. Ben Brandenburg.
That's Ben Brandenburg.
That is, but I'll tell you what.
I stand corrected.
Looks like Kyle, runs like Kyle. That's a pretty good comparison. So Ben, congratulations on the victory tonight in your 200. Let's talk about the race. How'd you feel about it tonight?
Oh, well, it was unexpected because Sam and Kyle both got pulled from the race, and I had to step up, and I was excited. I was supposed to be third heat, but I had to step up and go in first.
Outstanding, no doubt about that. That's big for Coach Litz to just see you there, move you up in the varsity lineup, and not only do that, not only compete, but then come away with a win. It's a big points for your varsity career. What's your hope? So you're a freshman. You're dabbling in the varsity lineup every now and then. What's your hope for both this track season and over the course of 4 years?
Just to be the best out there every night, I guess. I just gotta strive for that. That's always been the goal. To do my best, whatever race, if I'm jumping, running the 100, anything.
Ben, how has it been being a student at Roncalli? Now you get to leave the grade school world, you join the high school world. How's it been transitioning to be a Roncalli Royal?
Honestly, at first it was scary, but my 3 older brothers went through before me, so it wasn't that scary. They told me all about it. So
if they told you all about it, let's see what they told you about the Roncalli cafeteria, one of the most famous spots at Roncalli. Ben, do you have a favorite lunch in the Roncalli cafeteria?
Whole menu.
The whole menu? Yeah. Is there any one thing specific that stands out in that whole menu?
Wait until Friday and you get the pepperoni Bosco sticks. Those are my favorite thing.
Game-changing pepperoni Bosco sticks and a game-changing performance here for Ben Brandenburg as he just steps up and wins the 200-meter dash. Congratulations, Ben. Well done, and good luck the rest of the season. Back to you, Rob, in the booth.
Thank you, Kevin. Please extend my apologies to Ben. That's a perilous. That's a peril of having calling a meet tonight with no numbers. Is the Kyle Lockard lookalike, Ben Brandenburg, the freshman, winning the 200 meters. We apologize for botching that call, but a fine effort by the freshman Ben Brandenburg. He's a kid who's going to be impactful, I think, in a couple different sports. We saw him play on the freshman basketball team, one of the leading scorers. Certainly impactful on the football side of things, and will factor in the fall at a position to be determined. He's an impressive athlete, we were talking during that interview, Dan, as we're watching the monitor. He is not built like a freshman.
No,
he
looks
strong
built
through the shoulders.
Yep.
And he's going to have an impact for sure. JV 200 heats continue down in turn 3. Got a couple more to go, and then we'll have the 200. What a great crew we've got for you tonight. Ben Taylor, our director, handling things. Abby Taylor handling the graphics. Hannah Taylor handling all sorts of coordination in the booth, getting us results. Overseeing, helping with the graphics. Ezekiel Fox and Nathan Lyle on the cameras tonight. Just a standout crew bringing you tonight's action. And again, this is one of the busiest weeks we've ever attempted on the Roncalli Media Network with 4 events in 4 nights. Now, weather may prohibit us from getting them all in, but we are attempting to do 4 events in 4 nights, 4 different sports. Softball tomorrow night at 5:30. Baseball on Wednesday night, again, weather permitting, at 5:30. Softball against Southport, baseball against Chittard, and then we'll close it out with girls lacrosse on Thursday night against Guerin at 7:30. One more heat, it looks like, of the boys JV 200, and then we'll have the combined boys and girls 3200, and then the 4x400 relay, and that'll be it for tonight. I have to say, Dan, things have moved fairly quickly tonight.
For dual meets usually go that way sometimes, but it just depends on the evening.
And the temperature has not dropped as quickly as usual.
Yep.
Of course, as is usually the case, our guy Mike Crowder is impervious to the elements. He is the opposite of our guy Kevin Bonich, who
Oh, yeah.
has to layer on an extra layer every
5 degree
every
drop,
5
right?
degrees. Yeah, we're going to catch this. We're going to catch this last 200 heat, and then send it down to the track. As we're going to send it down to the track now. Kevin's got one of the Cathedral assistant coaches who has a son that you may or may not have heard of. Kevin, down to you.
Rob, I'm down here with Kyle Hocker, the father of Cole Hocker, the famous Cathedral distance runner and now NCAA famous champion at Oregon. Kyle, maybe talk us through what it's like having a son that has excelled at Cathedral and now at Oregon, what that's been like.
It's been an excellent ride. It's been fun to coach someone who was as interested in running as he is, and to capitalize on his abilities. And I've always said he hates losing more than he enjoys winning. So it's been an interesting to watch him develop his skills and always, try to run to the front of the pack and take advantage of his gifts and be a good teammate. And he's been able to transfer into the collegiate level and use a lot of the skills he picked up at Cathedral High School, along with how he works with teammates and how he works with coaches. And he's a very coachable runner.
He's certainly, when I think of him, from an opposing coach's perspective, I mean, what a competitor. What an absolute competitor. No doubt about it. You can see that in him. He hates losing more than he likes winning. We certainly see that. We saw that at Cathedral. Now we're seeing that at Oregon. How's that been with him moving away from home, being out on the West Coast? How has that been in terms of not being able to see him night in, night out perform?
Yeah, I think it's been a good experience for him, and I've loved how he's transitioned into college running. I was a little concerned, being that far away from home, but he's stepped up, and I would have to attribute a lot of his success to his roommates, and who were all older runners and all had Olympic aspirations. And I think it, kind of lined Cole up immediately right out of the gates as a matriculating freshman to address, what it takes to be a collegiate runner. And so there was really wasn't much chance to think about it, but he was just surrounded by really good people and a really good coach out there. And I think that coach in particular is an excellent mile coach, and it just fit Cole's skill set just perfectly.
Outstanding. Do you have a moment when you started to realize that Cole was going to transition from talented to good, then the work to elite, and then the mind frame to put him at kind of this next level, this championship level? At what point, in his development did you kind of say, you know what, Cole's on a different path here?
When he was I'm taking it all the way back to when he was like 5 or 6 years old, and we took him down to the little rookie run downtown, and he caught the group in front of him, and he appeared to be in last place, but he caught the group in front of him. So we were like, he has a unique talent for speed. Really quick, and by the time he was 9, we took him to a national meet, and he won that national meet, his national coaches cross-country championship, and that was his first W on a national level. And he continued to win, but he also suffered his fair share of setbacks along the way too, and it was almost just like the perfect amount of struggle. I mean, if you had to knock a kid down a few times, it was at the right time in his progress. And so he's able to learn from all the times you get beat. And it seemed like every time we walked away from a race, we'd talk on the way home just about what he learned from if he lost, and mostly the learning took place in those defeats.
Outstanding. We can see it in your eyes and the smile. There's nothing like the pride of a father in watching their son succeed. So nothing better than that. I got a little 2-year-old son. I don't know if he'll go to Oregon, but I'll buy him an Oregon jersey one day, and we'll talk about Cole Hocker, that's for sure. So thank you so much for taking time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Best of luck to Cole as he continues on an outstanding career.
You following on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Rob Brown, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. That's a great get.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle Hocker, his son Cole, he's a guy that, boy, when we see him in the Olympics a couple years from now, we'll remember when we saw him run as a high schooler. We're down the track ready to go for the 3,200 meters. And the gun is up and off. It's a combined race. Looks like just one boy in the field for Cathedral. Roncalli with 4 boys in the field, all in red. And Cathedral's girls in the navy blue, and Roncalli's in the royal blue. So it looks like 4 girls in the field, 2 each. And then Roncalli with 4 boys in the field. Let's go over some results. In the girls 400, Kevin interviewed her earlier tonight. Sydney Sanders winning in a time of 102.25. Cathedral getting second. That's Kimball in second, and Olivia Iani in third for Roncalli. Boys 400, Michael Page winning in 52.54. 52.54 for Page. Matthew Crotty in second, and Greg Kirkman in third. That's Toby Bradshaw, I believe, Dan, who won the 1600.
Yep, I think so.
We heard his interview that he was going to run the 32 tonight. He takes the field through in 69. Evan Baker in second. Nathan Holcraft and David Love in third and fourth, respectively. Oliver Johnson in fifth, and then the girls' leader right behind Oliver from Cathedral.
Bradshaw with a sizable lead.
Already opening it up. Bradshaw ran an 11:09. That's his only posted time so far this year in the 3200. That was in the Chittard invite back in about a week and a half ago. Baker, Dan, as you know, was the number 2 man on Roncalli's cross-country team this past fall as a sophomore, but he is splitting time this year between track and volleyball.
Yep.
Also playing for Roncalli's boys volleyball team, which is ranked number 2 in the state right now.
Talented team there.
Yep. Plays
Very
on the
solid program.
Plays on the JV squad. And Bradshaw of Cathedral leading the field through. And he will split here in about 2:27 for the 800.
Key laps in the 3200 meter, 4, 5, and 6.
Yes,
Gotta
mine
get
can
through
drift.
4, 5,
Yep,
and
the
6.
mine can drift on you. We've got more results coming in. The boys 800, Preston Avery, the winner from Cathedral, in a time of 2:07.7. That was a very strong time, Dan. Remarked that as he was winning. Noah Sissel second, Sam Searing third for Roncalli. Roncalli goes 2-3. Preston Avery of Cathedral winning that boys 800. And Bradshaw of Cathedral in this boys 3,200 meters has opened up
almost a 100-meter lead.
Those
now.
are new.
About a 100-meter lead.
Yep, lap 3 concluding. Bradshaw, our leader, with 5 laps to go. Evan Baker in second place. Girls' leader is on the backstretch right now. 5 laps to go. Again, this combined boys and girls 3,200 meters. And then once this is completed, we'll have the girls 4x4 and the boys 4x4. That'll conclude our evening. We hope that the weather allows us. We'll have softball tomorrow night. Let's while this race goes, let's go ahead and send it down to Kevin down on the track. He's got an interview for us down the track. Kevin.
Place. So our fans out there, we might just pull the fan of the evening tonight. But we got a great Roncalli fan, and we got an outstanding member of the Roncalli class of 2022, Emma Halter. Emma, talk to us about your volleyball career. So what are the goals going into your senior season? You had an incredible career for 3 years now. What are the goals for next season for the volleyball team?
So we haven't got past regionals yet, so that's the first goal, but the ultimate goal is definitely to win state with 7 seniors. So.
Yeah, 7 seniors, an incredible group that we have talked about. Rob Brown's talked about it on the broadcast. Myself, everybody in our Roncalli community, what an incredible volleyball group that you guys have with the 7 seniors. What do you think is going to allow you guys to take the next step?
Hard work and dedication. We have to just stay focused every practice, can't really slack off.
How's the off-season work going now? Because certainly, people, there's kind of the cliche out there of championships are won in the off-season. How's off-season work going now?
So right now we're all just in our club seasons, and then we have lifting. So we start the first week of summer with conditioning with all of us, so that'll be good.
Good. Emma, you are committed to Texas, University of Texas. Let's go Longhorns. That's exciting. What thought process about, how you feeling about that? I know you got a little bit of time before you get there, but how are you feeling about that commitment?
I'm super excited and confident with my decision. It was definitely hard for me because it's so far, but I think I made the right decision for sure.
Outstanding, Emma. We're excited to see what you do this senior season coming in the fall. We're only a couple months away. It'll be here before we know it. Emma Halter, class of 2022, one of the best volleyball players in Roncalli history and in the country. We're excited. Rob Brown, back to you in the booth.
Thank you, Kevin. Threw me a little curveball. Did not think we were going to talk volleyball tonight, but if Emma Halter's in the building, we need to talk volleyball. 3 laps to go for our leader. 4 laps to go for our girls leader, just coming through at 6:24 in the mile. Toby Bradshaw has opened up a fairly sizable lead on the boys' side, almost a 200-meter lead at this point. See him on our monitor coming down the backstretch with about 1,000 meters to go, thereabouts.
Mindset can drift here, though. I mean, you're still long. He's got a large lead, but you're just kind of just on the ride right now.
Girls 300 hurdle results. Kevin talked to our winner, Nicole Mayo. The 50.9 was the winning time. Natalie Lehner and Grace Sipe go 2-3. Now here comes Bradshaw down the home stretch. 2 laps to go for him. And he's on pace for mid-10s, about 7:40 split. Got a 200-meter lead on second place. Evan Baker of Roncalli in second place. Trying to pick up our girls leader. Here she comes down the front stretch. And our girls leader from Cathedral, she has 3 laps to go and through at 8:08 on the split. Evan Baker, second place runner for Roncalli, coming through. Boys 300-meter hurdle results, Xander Hooten winning. A very strong time for him of 42.9. Cole Brewer, second place, and Parker Spalassi, third from Cathedral. So Tobin Bradshaw on the coming down the home stretch. He'll get the gun here, or the bell lap. Bradshaw getting the bell lap. Yep, he does look strong. Going to be a double winner here tonight. Won the 1600 and a time of 4:54.
Results from the girls' 800-meter run. In third place from Roncalli, Turk. In second place from Cathedral, Bragg. And in first place from Cathedral, Sanders.
Bradshaw working his way down the backstretch. Second place, Evan Baker. He's got 500 meters to go.
Yep.
And here comes our girls leader down the front stretch. She's got 2 laps to go.
Bradshaw turning on now.
Yep. Girls 800-meter results. Kevin talked to Reese Sanders, the winner tonight, 2:17. 2:17.3. Grace Bragg finished second, the sophomore for Cathedral, and Lauren Turk, the junior for Roncalli, was third. Here comes Bradshaw down the home stretch. He's going to run low. He's going to run low 10s. That's a strong comeback effort.
Good double for him.
Good double. Certainly off the 4:54, you would not have seen a 10:14 on the back end of that double, but that's a strong night for the senior Toby Bradshaw.
Evan Baker starting to push a little bit.
Yep, he's going to finish second. Our girls leader for Cathedral coming in. She has 2 laps to go. And splitting at 10:47. Evan Baker coming back very close to a negative split here.
Yeah.
He's going to run low 11 minutes. Nice comeback in the second mile for the sophomore Evan Baker.
Negative
About
split,
11:07.
Hard to do a negative split by yourself.
Not quite. Very close, though.
Yep.
I think he was about 5:28
Okay.
on the first mile.
Not quite. Yeah.
Not much of a drop-off there, though.
No.
There's the Cathedral leader, and that's Megan Perkins in second place.
Looked like a Perkins.
Is she on the same lap?
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh, we could have a little bit of a duel here.
Yeah.
A little bit of a duel on the backstretch as Megan Perkins is closed. Here comes David Love for Roncalli. He'll finish third in the boys' side of this 3,200 meters. On the girls' side, and Megan Perkins has passed the Cathedral runner on the backstretch. Let's see if we can't get a camera on that. As the girls' leaders are on the backstretch, and Roncalli's Megan Perkins has opened up a lead and come back. There she goes down the backstretch. Megan Perkins. Well, this is quite a comeback.
Yeah. Looking really strong.
Ben Brandenburg, we mentioned winning the 200 for Roncalli, the freshman, 23.75. Colin New second. And Amare of Cathedral third. So Megan Perkins coming from behind. She was in second place most of this 3,200 meters. Closed on lap 6. Knocked on the door on lap 7, and she's taken it over in lap 8. So what a strong effort by Megan Perkins as she's cheered on by her teammates. Younger sister of the Roncalli boys cross-country GOAT, Nick Perkins. And Megan Perkins with a smile on her face is going to win the 3,200 meters. What an effort,
yeah, it's good
by the freshman Megan Perkins. 13:05. She's the winner in the girls' 3,200 meters. Quality effort. Let's go ahead. Kevin Bonich has got an athlete for us down the track. Let's go ahead and send it down to Kevin. Kevin.
I not only got an athlete, I got a new pole vaulter for Roncalli. That's Brady Rossman. Brady, congratulations on the victory tonight in pole vault. How'd it feel?
Felt pretty good, but I was surprised when I first got the news, but I was pretty happy with them.
Brady, of all of the different sports that happen in a high school and different events across fall sports, winter sports, spring sports, the single event I would never, ever do in my life is the pole vault. So, Brady, you got to kind of talk me through what would possess somebody to decide that all of a sudden I'm going to run as fast as I can and jab a pole and then try to go over a vault, if you will.
Well, most of my family, they pole vaulted, and so they kind of talked me into it. So after thinking about it, I was like, I'll just try it, and here I am.
Okay, here you are. How do you feel about that now? You've done it a couple times. Are we scared? Are we excited? Do we just not care? We're fearless?
Pretty excited, and I hope to get the school record by senior year.
Do you know what the school record is? I don't know it off the top of my head.
14.6.
14.6, that's a goal. So that means in 3 years, we're going to stand right here and we're going to talk to a 14.6 pole vaulter. I love the goal. I love the ambition. Let's talk about being a student at Roncalli. Favorite part about being a student at Roncalli?
All the teachers and students are very welcoming and friendly, so that's pretty interesting and fun.
Toughest question of the day, Brady. Favorite lunch at Roncalli?
I like the chicken sandwiches.
Just the classic chicken sandwich. Breaded, spicy, tenderloin, grilled?
The grilled.
Let's go. Grilled chicken sandwiches. Brady, pole vaulter. Look out for it 3 years from now, 14.6. Congratulations on the victory tonight. Excited to see what you do pole vaulting as Roncalli. Rob Brown, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. I love the young man's confidence. We've reached nearing hour number 3 in the books at this broadcast, and I've not had dinner yet. Kevin's he's starting to kill me with all this food talk down there. Girls 200-meter results. Kevin interviewed the winner earlier tonight, Alani Cannon, the freshman for Cathedral. She ran 28.56. Josie Origer in second place from Roncalli. Hill of Cathedral was third. I'm still buzzing about the performance of Megan Perkins in that girls 3,200 meters, Dan. That was a fine – that was an example. You talked about it during the race. That was an example of you've got to stay engaged in the middle of the race. You stay engaged in laps 4, 5, and 6. You just never know what can happen and what the race will unfold in the final 800.
Yeah, her engagement paid off in the end. She was able to get by and finish and win that race.
Because the Cathedral leader jumped out early. She had an early lead and looked like she was going to run away with it. But Perkins stayed engaged, as you said, kept herself in it, and ends up the winner in the girls 3,200 meters. Girls 4x400 relay here on the track. Getting ready to get underway. And as soon as this race begins, Kevin's got the aforementioned Megan Perkins down the track. And as soon as this race begins, we're going to get the start of this race. And then once they get going, we'll send it down to Kevin. Looks like we've got a full track. Actually, I take that back. Looks like we've got 3 Roncalli runners on the track in lanes 2, 4, and 5. Lanes 1 and 6 are vacant. And the lone Cathedral runner team is in white in lane 3. So we'll get this race started, and then we'll send it down to Kevin for his conversation with girls 3,200-meter winner Megan Perkins. Wait for our starter to get everybody set. Not sure what, waiting to get going here. Looks like the Cathedral runner in lane 4 is the only runner who's going to use, in lane 3 rather, who's the only team going to use blocks here.
Typically for distance runners at the end of a meet like this, 4x4 is a good little shake out of your legs.
Yeah, we'll see some, so we see some of the Roncalli's distance guys down the track.
Got some of the distance girls in this one.
Yep. And now our starter is walking back up the track. I think he's wanting to make sure he wants some of the people in the infield to get down so that the timers can have a direct visual sight line to the starter. Has to go all the way out to lane 6, up the track, halfway up turn 1 to get it going. So we'll get the start here, and then we'll send it down to Kevin after the runners get going and get around turn 1. 4 laps in this 4x4, excuse me. Gun is up. And the runners are off. While they get their way into turn 2, let's go ahead and send it down to Kevin, who is with our girls 3,200-meter winner, Megan Perkins.
Megan Perkins, our 3,200-meter champ tonight in a come-from-behind win. Let's talk about that move that you made in the second half of the race. When did you think you were going to make that move to take first away and then lead it down the home stretch?
Probably like the 7th lap, which is where I did it right at the start line.
You say 7th, you kind of had a question mark there. I've never in my life, a start-finish line means you start there and you finish there. It shouldn't count your laps. But for you, it counts your laps up to 8. Do you ever get lost in terms of what lap am I on?
Yeah, the first time I ran, I got confused because it said 5 laps left. And I thought I'm on the 5th lap. So I kind of sped up and messed up my race.
If it was me, I would just would have pulled off to the left, said that was enough. But good for you. Megan, as you transition into high school, you've been running. Running's kind of just a part of your family and your DNA. What is your hope? What's your goals over the course of your 4-year running career?
I guess stay on varsity. It's a good goal.
That is a good goal. Megan, I must say, when you were running, I was surprised, shocked, and proud to see you just run with a smile on your face. Never in my life have I ever run with a smile on my face. Megan, let's talk about your time at Roncalli. Favorite part about being a student at Roncalli?
I guess cross country and track.
Outstanding, outstanding. Last question, then I'll let you go and enjoy your night and do your recovery run. Your favorite class of your freshman year?
Either drawing or journalism.
Drawing or journalism, two outstanding classes at Roncalli. Megan, congratulations on your come-from-behind win. Big win tonight, big start to your freshman year. We're excited to see what you do over the course of 4 years. Rob Brown, back to you for the 4x4.
Thank you, Kevin. 4x4 on the track for the girls. Cathedral leading. About a 40, 50-meter lead as leg 3 underway. Dan, hard to believe you and I have been coaching for a while now on the cross-country side. Used to see Megan come when she was a middle schooler, come to the meets to watch her older brother Nick run. And now she's here at Roncalli doing her own thing, making her own set of accomplishments.
Yep, they grow up fast. I do remember when she was in middle school running around watching Nick run, and now she's on the squad herself.
So this is leg 3 of this girls 4x4. Cathedral out in front.
From the girls' 3,200-meter run. In third place from Cathedral, Holtrup. In second place from Cathedral, Taylor. And your winner from Roncalli, Perkins.
Cathedral coming in to hand off the stick for the last handoff. Looks like Ashley Flick is going to run anchor here for Roncalli's team. That's Carla Young coming in to hand off the stick to Ashley Flick. Valeria Lara running in the pink shoes in third place right now for Roncalli. Roncalli running 2-3, but Cathedral a very strong first down the backstretch already. Flick has a lot of ground to make up.
She looks pretty strong.
Looks very strong. Well, they've measured Ashley's workload, trying to keep her healthy.
Yeah, that's the key for her, for sure.
Trying to get her back to where she can contribute on a full-time basis. 1,600-meter qualifier as a freshman. Just hasn't been able to stay healthy since.
Nope. I think this might be the first time we've seen her all night.
Megan Perkins' official time in that girls' 3,200 of 13:04 flat, winning by 5 seconds over Madeline Taylor. And Cathedral heading down the home stretch, in control the entire way. First place in the 4x4, 4:34 unofficial finish time. 4:34, the unofficial winning time. Well, again, hope you can be with us tomorrow night. Weather permitting, we'll have 4 broadcasts in 4 nights. Tonight's number 1. Softball tomorrow night. David Lauk's number 1 girls softball team in 4A, undefeated.
I think I may have to watch that tomorrow night.
Southport will be here. And the Roncalli softball team playing at Chittard tonight. We'll see if we can get you a score on that. See if we can get you a final. Roncalli winning 13-1 in 5 innings.
Oh.
Kaylin Cash was the winning pitcher tonight. Struck out 6. Courtney Keller with a home run, 2 RBIs. And Chloe Parks, the senior, Miami, Ohio commit. 2 hits and 2 runs knocked in. So Roncalli improves to 11-0 and will play Southport tomorrow at 5:30. Hope you can join us on RoncalliMediaNetwork.com. Getting set for the boys, 4x4. That was not, again, we've fallen in this trap a couple times tonight, Dan. That was not Bradshaw that won the 3,200 tonight. That was Liam Eifert, the sophomore, who won the boys 3,200 tonight in a time, impressive time of 10:12.
He certainly looked like Bradshaw.
Yep, that's a season best time I actually take that back. I ran a 10:05.
Okay.
Sophomore.
Not too far off.
Nope. Evan Baker second in a time of 11:06. So getting ready to load up the last event of the night, boys 4x4.
Looks like we got a throwers throw by 4 in there.
Oh, boy.
4x4 in there. Always a fun treat.
Always a fun treat. Make sure striker sees that. It's Baker. 4x4 on the boys' side, final event of the night. The conclusion of this 4x4, we'll take a break for a couple minutes, and then Dan and I will come back to wrap it up. And as soon as we get this boys 4x4 started, we'll throw it down to Kevin. He's got a couple Cathedral athletes down on the floor, or down on the field, rather. The 2 of the 4 from the girls' Cathedral 4x4 winners. And we'll wait for the starter to kind of get everybody away and out before we send it down to Kevin. But we've seen some outstanding performances tonight, Dan. I think more importantly, I've just been impressed by the number of athletes we've seen tonight who we're going to be reading about when the state tournament starts in late March or late May.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I mean, we've had more than a handful of athletes that we've seen tonight that are going to have a chance to be on the podium at the state meet in June.
Yeah, it's exciting to see them early on and then follow them from here on out and see what they can do to get to that podium in May.
Well, one other note, we should mention those of you who keep track and follow those sorts of things and or have interest in attending. Historically, at least for the last several years, the Indiana, both boys and girls high school state finals on the track side have been at Indiana University, and Purdue has hosted the softball for the last couple of years. Both schools have told the IHSA that they were not going to host events with spectators, and the IHSA wants to get as many spectators in as will be allowable within Board of Health parameters. So they opened it up to high schools, and it was just announced last week that Center Grove is going to host the softball state finals, and Ben Davis will host the track state finals in their usual spots the weekend after Memorial Day.
A little closer for y'all.
Yep. Centrally located, much easier to get to.
Yeah.
Certainly for it's an easier drive for on the track side for those teams from northern Indiana.
Oh, for sure.
Than to try and get down to Bloomington. And I'm sure the teams in southern Indiana feel the same way about the softball, going to Center Grove versus going up to Lafayette.
Yep.
Final event of the night, the boys 4x4. As soon as we get this going, we'll send it down to Kevin. He's got a couple of the winners for Cathedral's girls 4x4 relay. Looks like a full track. All 6 lanes occupied. 2 Cathedral teams in white in lanes 1 and 3. The gun is up. Gun is up and we're away. Runners are away. Again, 4 Roncalli runners in red, 2 Cathedral runners in white. Let's send it down to the track, and Kevin's got the 2 of the winners of the 4x4 for the girls' side. Kevin.
Rob, I'm down here with Haley and Brooke, 2 of the members of Cathedral Irish's 4x4 100-meter winning relay team from tonight. Haley, talk us through. How'd you guys feel about that race tonight?
A little nervous going in, got a little bit cold, so you had to work with that, but felt really good when we were in it.
Brooke, talk us through those exchanges. Not as big of a deal in the 4x1 as what the 4x1's kind of a bigger deal with exchanges, but how were our exchanges tonight?
I think our exchanges were pretty good. At the end, it was a little close, but pulled through.
Good. And how are you guys feeling heading into the final month or so of the season? You kind of get into championship time, some bigger meets. Tonight, not really, kind of, just a friendly competition. How are we feeling about where the girls track team is heading into the final month?
Feeling really confident about it, really excited to get in those more intense meets and really just show what we can do.
What is the biggest meet for the Cathedral Irish come late April, early May?
Probably City, because that's where most of our competition is.
Very good, very good. Let's talk about one of the most important things tonight. That is your academics. It's fun being out here on the track and field. Let's talk about academics. Your guys' favorite class at Cathedral.
I love anatomy.
I like all sciences, chemistry, biology.
Rob, there seems to be a theme tonight, and that is we've got a lot of science students out here. I am way out of place, but that's all right. Haley Brooke, congratulations on your win. Best of luck down the home stretch tonight. Rob Brown, before I send it back to you, we want to give a shout-out to longtime coach at Roncalli, Rob Kurtaska. He is at home watching the event tonight, so big-time shout-out to Rob Kurtaska as he watches the broadcast live from his home. Rob Brown, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin, and indeed, shout-out to Coach Kurtaska. The leg 3 of this 4x1 or 4x4. And the plot is thickening a little bit as Cathedral's had a lead from the jump, but Roncalli beginning to close. That's Noah Sissel.
Yeah, he's
closing on the back stretch.
Making it
trying to close up the gap a little bit. Let's see who's running anchor.
Looks like Matthew Crotty.
It does look like Matthew Crotty. They've got the throwers running a leg here too. That's Connor Wood, one of the discus guys, making his way down the track.
It's always fun to see that.
And it will be Matthew Crotty as Noah Sissel has made up the gap.
Yes, he has.
And he'll give Matthew Crotty a lead of about 15 meters heading into this final leg. Matthew Crotty takes the stick. And Cathedral in hot pursuit. Jack Rittenhouse, part of this distance crew, getting the stick from Sam Searing. And Matthew Crotty off to a quick start. Oh, he's added about 10 meters to his lead straight away down the back stretch.
This is going to be tight.
But the Cathedral runner is digging in, and he's closed up the gap quickly and gaining ground quickly on Crotty down the back stretch. This is going to be tight coming out of turn
really
3.
Got to dig here.
This race far from over as Crotty has seen his lead cut in half down the back stretch. Let's see what he's got coming out of turn 4. The senior Matthew Crotty is our leader coming out of turn 4, running high and upright, and he is...
Oh, there's the push.
Finds another gear.
Yep.
Taking it down the home stretch, and Crotty will take it across in 3:39, roughly, unofficially. There's Jack Rittenhouse, anchor on the distance 4x4 team, and he'll sew up third place for the Royals. And we'll stay with the throwers as Dylan Kedra running anchor, the senior running anchor on the thrower team. He's making his way down the backstretch. He just waved to the fans on the backstretch down there.
You don't see that every day.
Well, they're having a good time with it, as you would hope.
You should have a good time with it.
To close things up, we'll stay with Kedra and let him bring this one in. And once he does, actually, we'll take it down to Kevin. Let's take it down to Kevin. He's got Matthew Crotty down there. We'll go ahead and actually let's stay with Kedra here. Let's stay with Kedra and watch him bring it in. And he gets a nice ovation from the crowd. Big smile on his face, wrapping up the throwers 4x4. And let's go ahead now, and we'll send it down to Kevin. He's got Matthew Crotty, the anchor on Roncalli's winning 4.
Matthew Crotty, I can't think of a worse time to do an interview than about 10 seconds after you finish the 4x4. But the anchor leg of the winners tonight to end the night against Cathedral. Crotty, talk us through what you were kind of thinking there as you got the baton. Had a lead, wasn't massive. Talk us through your race strategy.
Yeah, I knew the lead was close when I got the handoff, but my team did a really good job getting the lead back, and I knew I could keep that thanks to them.
4x400 is certainly a challenging race, But to end the night, talk us through when you get your teammates running back and forth on the infield, how much does that kind of motivate you and inspire you, especially that last 100 meters?
Oh, yeah, it's a huge motivator. Just hearing the cheers, hearing everyone out there supporting, it's awesome.
Good, Matthew. Congratulations on the win tonight. Congratulations on an outstanding start to your final campaign here at Roncalli. We're excited to see what you do this final month down the home stretch.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. And that's going to be about, we'll wrap it up down for Kevin down on the field. We're going to go ahead and take one last 2-minute break to pay some final bills. And when we come back, Dan and I will wrap it up here from Roncalli after this 2-minute pause. You're watching Roncalli Track on the Ascension St. Vincent Roncalli Media Network.
We're so thrilled to have Peyton Manning's name on our children's hospital. But we are a hospital designed for kids.
And then the halfback went in motion and then ran a slant route across the middle. Try to get a linebacker isolated on him. I like this beat. It's nice. Give me some more bass. A little more bass here. These are nice. Wish they had them at the adult hospital next door. They have to make this giraffe green.
That's crazy.
Might be right. Let's go red right, scat right, 585, wide drag, on two. Ready? Break. Nice ride. Y'all have these in blue? Can you hear this?
There's only one Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, offering world-class compassionate care for your child. Schedule primary ER or specialist care online.
Thanks, Peyton. We've got this.
Oh, okay. That's where they go.
So you think you can beat a train? Well, think again. While trains can appear to be slow moving, they can easily cause injuries or death. You must slow down and yield at all railroad crossings. Attempting to beat the train puts yourself and others at risk. According to the Federal Railroad Administration, there were over 2,200 railroad crossing collisions in the United States last year, resulting in 293 deaths. Don't be a statistic. Look, listen, and live.
Roncalli and Cathedral, girls and boys track dual meet, and a unified meet between Roncalli and Perry Meridian for good measure. We've had 3+ hours of track action for you tonight. We hope that you've enjoyed it. Rob Brown back here with you for a final time alongside Dan Bergler. Kevin Bonich has rejoined us up here in the booth from his spot down on the track. And guys, tonight, a dual meet like tonight on a Monday, and both you guys, all three of us, ran high school track, some at varying degrees of success. I might put myself a distant third on that list among those of us in the booth. But a night like tonight is less, I know it's a team sport. You want the team result to be favorable. But tonight is as much about individual effort and fine-tuning and trying to find out, continue to experiment with what works and what doesn't work as we're about 2 weeks away from what Kevin what I love what he called earlier tonight, tournament season in May, when they give out the big trophies and the big accolades. What do you guys see tonight from both the boys and the girls side?
Yeah, I think from both sides you put different people in different places, just to kind of see what they can do in a different atmosphere in front of your own home fans and such. But it's a good time for coaches to go in and really mix it up a little bit and get people, training in different areas that they're not used to. And that just helps you down the long run when it comes to that tournament season and tournament time, because they're getting experience, especially younger guys, younger girls are getting experience in different races, which I think is great about dual meets. But it also just fine-tunes everything else as the season goes along. So that's what I saw.
I think a big thing with dual meets, you look at high school sports and you just think, well, everything matters. Your next race, it's the most important. But when you get into dual season of track and field, a lot of times you're training through it. So what coaches really look for is competition. Who cares if you don't actually normally run a 4x8 or the open 800? We want to see you compete out there. And that's what we saw from kids. And the other side of that is your older kids, are they mature enough to handle kind of having the stage be relaxed? Yeah, you know what? You were at the Midwest Prep this weekend going against some of the best competition in the Midwest, and now all of a sudden you turn around, it's Monday night, it's cold, you don't have the volume of the caliber of athlete nor the big stage. And so are you going to be able to compete? Do you have the maturity to compete on this stage, just night in, night out? Are you able to compete? Yeah, you might be a 200 kid, but you know what? Tonight you're running the 4x4, and can that coach see you go all out? So I think we saw that tonight. I think it was a learning process, especially mentally for a lot of these athletes. Monday night, cold, chilly, long day of school. can you still show up and give your best performance?
Well, I think from my standpoint, the thing that I was most impressed with tonight is we got a chance to see some elite state-level athletes tonight, on a Monday night on cold conditions. But I think the thing that stands out to me is when you go back and reflect on some of the athletes that Kevin was able to talk to tonight, just the level of focus and planning of a kid like Reese Sanders, who's already mapped out the next 2 to 3 years and what she wants to do. Alexis Parchman, she's talking about school records and competing at state. Eli Crouch talking about how he made that jump at the weight room and what a difference it made him. And now he's a guy who's ranked second in the state in the high jump and a guy who's versatile like Kyle Lockard. We got a chance to see tonight some kids both on the boys' side and the girls' side who, when we turn on the TV and watch the state track meet, they're going to be up on the podium.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Rob. Especially this, we almost kind of saw behind the scenes of the systematic approach to the coaching and the athletes for how they handle things. I mean, it's not so often track and field people just think, you shoot the gun, you run as fast as you can, and you move on. But there's a systematic approach to when are you supposed to be at your peak performance. And once again, tonight, training through a dual meet, not trying to run just your same events all the time. We saw that. And what was awesome was that the kids were bought into that. They understood the plan. They understood the big picture.
Yes.
And that's a testament to big-time coaching. When coaches don't just say, hey, listen, it's Monday night, we sprint hard, run hard, compete. The fact that these kids understand, I got a goal, I got a plan to achieve my goal, and tonight is a step towards that. That was awesome. Big-time kudos to all the coaches out there from both schools because they definitely have their athletes bought into that.
Yeah, and I think on an elite level, you got to think that way. You got to think ahead. You got to think, okay, what's my next challenge coming up? And you kind of trust and buy into that training with your coach. And like Reese Sanders said, she wants to do the HEP in college, and that's just insane to me that she's already thinking about that. But that's something you got to think about. So these little meets like this, you're preparing for those times ahead. So I totally agree with Kevin here that the elite level coaching, it was definitely on display tonight.
Well, fellas, it was a blast tonight. 3 hours and 22 minutes of track tonight on the Roncalli Media Network, and great having you guys alongside. It was a blast.
Awesome. Make sure those snow blowers are ready. On the 3 inches. Welcome to spring
I really
in Indiana.
hope it doesn't do
Thank goodness we're not on tomorrow night, or I would be out.
Really.
Well, we want to thank you, the listener and viewer, for tuning in tonight. We want to thank our great crew tonight. All three Taylors involved tonight in the proceedings. Ben Taylor, our director, Abby Taylor on the graphics, and Hannah Taylor coordinating everything in the booth for us. Results, she kept us updated. We could not have done it without them. And our camera operator's doing a fine job. Ezekiel Fox up on top in the crow's nest, and Nathan Lyle handling things trackside, and with all of Kevin's interviews down next to the finish line tonight as well. Tonight's broadcast has been a production of the Roncalli Media Network. The executive producer is Gary Armbruster. And for my partners, Dan Bergler and Kevin Bonich, I'm Rob Brown. Again, one final programming note. Weather permitting, we hope you can join us for softball tomorrow night as the 11-0 top-ranked Roncalli Royals take on Southport here just down the road from us at the softball complex here at Roncalli. 5:30 our start time on RoncalliMediaNetwork.com, the Roncalli YouTube channel. Weather permitting, we hope you can join us tomorrow night. Until we talk to you then, on behalf of our entire Roncalli Media Network crew, it's been Rob Brown saying, so long, everybody.